Number 4, Braden Murphy. At first base, number 25, Rylan Charles.
Welcome back, everybody, to a sunny afternoon.
Number 5,
a little bit breezy,
Jacob
but a little
Sharp.
Cool here at Early Wilson Stadium
And on
as
the
the
mound,
Hustlin
number
Rebels
32,
take
the
on the
right-hander,
California Baptist
Noah
Lancers.
Beal.
Your starter today is Noah Beal for the Hustlin Rebels. They look to even up the series at 1-1. Ryan, how did the game go last night?
Well, last night it was California Baptist. Pretty much they won in all facets of the game. 6 strikeouts in a row by Liam Rocha. We have a national anthem right now. We'll talk a little bit about it right after.
Star-Spangled Banner.
As we welcome you back here after the national anthem, we can kind of go in a little bit more in depth about yesterday's game. Just kind of bad timing there.
Yeah, just a little bit bad time, but there's a lot of things that are bad timing about yesterday's game. And quite frankly, the Rebels 6 up, 6 down. Got to give credit to Liam Rocha doing a great job for the Lancers, but the Rebels, they got to put the ball in play today because you can't score runs if you don't have runners on base, but even more importantly, you can't get on base as long as without putting the ball in play, right, Donovan?
Yeah, you really can't find any success if you're not able to find base runners. As yesterday, Roach, only 4 hits allowed through 5 innings pitched. On the other side, Noah Carbajal pitches 5.1 innings for the Rebels, but gives up 9 hits and 6 runs. Not his great start.
And Rocha as well, he pitched 5 innings, 11 strikeouts. Had a career high, as the junior got a career high, 11 strikeouts in the last outing. So really good outing by him, and I feel like Carbajal, he didn't have a bad outing last night. I mean, he gave up, he was a little high on the run total, but the Rebels were in the game the entire time Carbajal was in. It's just the problem was that the Rangers kept on pulling away later in the game. They kept on scoring runs consistently throughout the game, and the Hustlin Rebels were unable to get on base until the 3rd inning, unable to put the ball in play until the 3rd inning.
Yeah, the Rebels, you're never going to find success like that as we move into the second game here today. The starter for the Rebels, as said, Noah Beal. On the other side, it's going to be Spencer Bengard. Beal so far this season, a 5.75 ERA, a 1-3 record of 9 appearances and 8 starts. He also has 30 strikeouts to go off 11 walks and has allowed 55 hits. Usually had been that Friday night starter. It seems like Carbajal maybe has taken that spot over, I sense, the middle part of the season, but Beal looking to have another successful day.
I mean, Beal had a couple rough starts to start off the year, then he started to pick it up a little bit, then kind of evened out later on. I feel like Noah Beal, these are important starts for him because later in the season, I feel like the Hustlin Rebels need some spark plugs, and I feel like Noah Beal is one of those players that need to step up for the Hustlin Rebels to kind of overcome this mid-season, early season kind of slump.
Yeah, and I feel like he's been able to do that so far. He's been in his last 3 starts going over 6 innings pitched, and he'll look to do it again today.
Garrett Ostrander.
Garrett Ostrander, the junior left fielder for the Lancers, leading off, batting .367, leading this second in this Lancer lineup, as Doomsnail actually leads with a .571 average. The first pitch from Beal is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Count is 0-1 to Ostrander. Ostrander, 44 hits on the season, 30 runs, a home run, 16 RBIs, and 120 at-bats. Second pitch, inside on the fastball. Count moves to 1-1.
And we could say that the average probably is the highest on the team because if you look at Doomsdale, he has a .571 average with only 7 at-bats. So I think that you could go like by consistency. Ostrander is probably the most consistent in the lineup.
As the next pitch is flied out into center field, as Alex Pimentel will come in and make that play, replacing Rylan Charles in center. A couple of different people out there in the UNLV order. As Pimentel moves to center field, Rylan Charles moves to first base, as well as Jason Sharman replaces Santino Pinaro in right field.
Now, this is the first time I've ever been to a Hustlin Rebels game where the center fielder was right-handed.
Yeah, really, it feels like Charles has kind of had that position for a long time, so interesting to see him out there. As the first pitch to the second batter, second for a ball. That will be Michael Carpentier, batting .308 on the season, 156 at-bats, and 48 hits, 5 home runs, and 20 RBIs to go along with that. Beal, second pitch of the at-bat, swung on and grounded into the hole on the left side, and it's going to get through for a base hit to lead off the game for the Lancers.
Yeah, Carpentier started off yesterday's game with a double. Today he starts it off with a
Batting
single.
third, the third baseman, number 1, Mitchell Simon.
Mitchell Simon, as you hear the PA announcer say, he will step to the box, the third batter of the inning, the junior third baseman, batting .320. These Lancer hitters, a lot of high batting averages. Beal sets, checks back to runner at first and delivers. And it's swung on and flied high in the left field. It looks like it's going to trail foul, and it will into the bullpen down the Lancers side, and the count will go to 0-1.
And what's also really cool is that we're going to be able to see a little bit of the pitch speeds a little bit. We got a couple radar guns in front of us, and it's within range for us to see the actual speed. We don't always get that, and you got it at the Las Vegas ballpark, but we weren't able to get it really since. So this is a good opportunity here to see where the Hustlin Rebels and where the Lancers are with their velocity.
Count is 0-1. Beal sets and fires. And that will be taken on the inside corner for a ball. Count is now 1-1 to Simon. Simon, 14 home runs this season, leads the Lancers in that category as well as in RBIs with 41 to begin the season. That one also taken on the inside corner will be a fastball in. Count now is 2-1. Beal trying to locate that fastball in the inner half, hasn't been able to do so far.
Yeah, Beal's still trying to find a spot, but he's definitely going to go low inside, low location-wise because he wants to force a double play here.
Next pitch, swung on and missed, a little slider to the outside corner. Count is now 2-2. One out here in the top of the first. The Lancers have a runner on and Michael Carpentier at first base.
And the reason why I stress so much about forcing a double play here is because Carpentier's over one this season stealing bases, very slow runner.
And the next pitch is lined in the left field. In comes Grizik, and he will not make the catch. It'll bounce in front of him. So that is 2 base runners now here for the Lancers as Simon will dunk one in the left field. Grizik came on it, kind of maybe misjudged it there. Drops it right in front of his glove.
Yeah, it's one of those tough ones where it's a left-handed batter hits a slicing ball over to the left fielder, and normally when it comes into you, it'll kind of tail away towards the third baseline, and that's what it kind of did, but Krizik kind of stayed a little bit put and was a little bit late to it and wasn't able to make the diving play on it.
Just like that, I'll bring up Dusty Garcia as the first pitch he will see is taken outside for a ball. Count is 1-0. Garcia so far in the season, 37 starts, .226 batting average, 133 at-bats. But where he does excel is his power category, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs, just trailing Simon in the third spot. The first pitch, next pitch is taken for a strike up high. Curveball kind of hangs up in there. Got away with one there if you're Beal.
Yeah, another point for the left fielder. Hey, there's a left-handed batter. You want to come a little bit more shallow towards the line a little bit, so then next time a ball like that comes to you, you'll catch it.
This pitch is taken on the outside part of the plate. So now it is 2-1 to Dusty Garcia. Garcia is the senior on the team, the lone senior in the starting lineup for the Lancers. Has provided a lot of spark with that home run capability as that one's lined in the left center field. Pimentel's tracking it back towards the wall. It's carrying on the warning track. He will make the catch. The throw comes in. The runner will tag and head to third as Carpentier. And now the Lancers, runners on the corners with 2 away that bring up Jake Skipworth.
Yeah, Garcia last night hit a no-doubt home run
Skipworth.
back yesterday. And I think it was the third inning. Yeah, it was in the third inning of the game. No doubt home run. That it looked like it went over the light. It was a shot over the 355 sign. And now there's 2 outs with Skipworth coming up the bat. Yesterday he got hit twice. guy was a magnet to get hit by the pitch by Carball last night.
Sometimes you just have those games as Beal sets for the first pitch of the at-bat and fires, and it swung on and missed. Looked like a change up there on the outside part of the plate. Counts 0-1 to Skipworth. Skipworth batting .284 and 148 at-bats so far this season. 4 home runs, 22 RBIs to go along with that. An opportunity to add another one to that total here as the runner stands on third base. Next pitch swung on and missed as well. Count is 0-2 as that fastball way up and in gets the swing and the miss, and it kind of looked like maybe a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah,
because
it definitely did.
Yeah, because it looked like the catcher there, Jacob Sharp, wanted that on the outside corner, and he had to kind of go back and catch that fastball up high, but he's able to do so.
Well, now it's 0-2 count. Even though it's 0-2, 2 outs, you want to be able to be a little creative here, but also not too creative because wild pitch, a pass ball, that will bring in a run.
That's the next pitch from Beals. Just barely made contact. Was Skipworth. He got just a little bit of the tip of the barrel on that one. Chops it back behind the plate, but keeps himself alive in an 0-2 count. 2 outs. In the top of the first inning, the Lancers with runners on the corners and an opportunity to take an early lead here on the Hustlin Rebels. Beal, 0-2 count, delivers, and that one also just chipped foul in between the legs of Sharp, who remains 0-2.
It's a little, I don't know how to really say it, but you don't overthink it as Beal, because sometimes you're like, hey, I don't want to throw a wild pitch here, but also you don't want to throw a ball down the middle. So let's see what he does here on the 0-2.
Next pitch is right in front of Sharp. It bounces in front of the plate, but a great job to block it. But the runner from first base will go up to second. So runners in second and third. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Skipworth, an opportunity to drive in 2 runs now. Beal kicks, fires, 1-2 count, swung on, chopped, foul down the third baseline. So the count remain 1-2 as Skipworth is definitely putting up a fight here in his first at-bat.
Yeah, Skipworth sees that he has a little bit of a advantage here, even though it is a 1-2 count. It's a pitcher's count here. What he can do here is go like, all right, Noah, you have to throw the ball high to me because you're not going to risk throwing it low because you don't want to throw a pass ball here.
And next pitch swung on, foul again, almost hits the runner on third and Carpentier. Had to dodge out of the way of that one. Count remains 1-2, and Skipworth's just doing a great job of making sure he's fighting off every pitch he doesn't like.
Yeah, because if you just keep on saying that bat and Noah Beal throws just one pitch wild, that brings in a run. So he's like, all right, let me just stay in it. Let's make him make the mistake instead of me.
Yeah, just choked up on the bat, putting anything in play that's close to the strike. So as the next pitch comes in, and that one's also chopped in the Lancer dugout. So it's still 1-2.
But also the bat will do the same thing. Choke up on the bat a little bit, keep on trying to foul it off. If you like a pitch, hit it hard. But if there's nothing that you don't like a lot, just keep on making Noah Beal get that pitch count up and try to make him make the mistake instead of swinging and missing.
Next pitch here, taken up and in. Count now is 2-2 to Skipworth. He's working it all the way back to even now.
Skipworth's doing a great job. He's just staying in that bat. And I see him trying to foul off even more here.
Pitch here, swung on and chopped towards Myro. Myro's going to make the play. He's going to throw over to first base, and he will get him as Charles catches that one at first, and the Rebels will get out of the inning despite the early scare of runners on second and third. Beal gets out of it unscathed. 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning. He will be back right after these few songs. Enjoy it.
Rebel fans, food and beverages are available for purchase at the Smokin' Sam's concession stand. And don't miss out on $5 margaritas this afternoon while supplies last. UNLV Baseball wants to thank Smokin' Sam's for their support of the program. Leading off for UNLV, the center fielder, number 22, Alex Pimentel.
As we bring you back here for the bottom of the first inning, first at bats for the Rebels, and they will be facing against the right-hander Spencer Bengard on the side of the Lancers. So far on the season, a 5.55 ERA, a 3-1 record, and 14 appearances, 9 starts, 47 innings pitched in total, as well as 43 strikeouts to go along with 13 walks. As the first pitch is cut on and missed here by Alex Pimentel. Count is 0-1 to Pimentel so far on the season. The junior batting .364.
I like Pimentel a lot at the leadoff role. I really do.
Yeah, definitely a replacement from Charles, who's usually in that spot, as the next pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner as well. So quickly an 0-2 count for Bengard. Pimentel going to have to fight back into this AB if he looks to get a leadoff runner for the Rebels. Third pitch from Bengard, delivered here way outside. Looked like he went for an off-speed pitch and just kind of slipped out of his hand. So now, a 1-2 count. And if you're a fan of the Vegas Golden Knights playing the Winnipeg Jets right now, they just took the lead 1-0 on a goal by Chandler.
You are screaming inside. I know you really are.
The next pitch is fouled straight back by Pimentel as he fights out the pitch on the outside corner.
How are you holding it in your composure now, Donovan? Because
I really don't know how I'm doing it, because I really do want to scream on the inside. As the next pitch here taken on the inside part of the plate and is rung up here by the home plate umpire, Michael Gobel. And Pimentel didn't look like he agreed with that call, but it was close enough that you got to swing at it.
Yeah, Gobel yesterday, he called a ball that looked like it went over the fence but stayed in as a triple. I was actually talking to one of the Rebel faithful before the game, and they told me some rules that they've adjusted in the last couple of years as Charles takes a strike. Is that if the ball hits the yellow line like it used to be a home run, now it has to not just hit the yellow line, it would have to go over the fence as well. It hit the yellow line, stayed in, so that's why it was not a home run.
And Charles will swing at the second pitch as well and be down 0-2, 2 bats in a row now when Bengard's been up to an 0-2 start. And Charles looks to get back into this. So far in the season, back 270. Trying to get the first runner for the Rebels. The next pitch is in, and it is shot right back up the middle on the right-hand side, and Charles will be on for a base hit going off the glove of the second baseman.
Batting third,
Connor
the catcher,
McGuire.
number 5,
Just
Jacob
couldn't make that play there, but nice shot by Charles. He hit it hard somewhere, and that's what we were
that's
looking
exactly
for.
what you need. And also, that was a good job by McGuire, at least gloving that at all, because that was a really sharp contact there by Charles, and it probably wasn't going to be an out at first, but hey, maybe it goes into the gap, and that could have been extra bases.
Could have been extra bases here as it brings up Jacob Sharp as the first pitch he sees is a strike called on the outside part of the plate. So an 0-1 count to Sharp. Sharp, really the biggest hitter in this UNLV order, batting .350 so far this season, log of 7 home runs and 28 RBIs. He is down 0-1 as Bengard sets, looks back at Charles, and then fires to the plate. That one taken, looked like right down the middle as well, so another 0-2 count for Bengard.
There's a lot of repetition, and you take English class and they tell you what's one of the literary devices. It's actually repetition. And yesterday, the Hustlin Rebels' first 6 batters went up and then went down with strikeouts, and now all 3 Hustlin Rebels batters start off the game, start off with 0-2 counts.
Yeah, start off 0-2 counts as Bengard here throws out, and they pitched out there. Looking to catch Charles running on the 0-2 count. Nobody going anywhere, and now 1-2 count to Jacob Sharp.
I mean, it's better than most of the chase pitches that's been thrown here in early Wilson, so honestly, I don't mind it.
Bengard sets, fires, 1-2 count. Taken on the outside corner, and he is rung up as well. Bengard painting the outside and inside corners so far to begin the start.
Number 2, Darian
looking like
Williams.
Picasso out there painting the corners. Out there, Pimentel and Sharp go down looking. He's trying to one-up Liam Rocha from yesterday.
Yeah, Roach, of course, as Ryan mentioned earlier, 13 strikeouts. They start as a back pick over to Charles. Charles back in easy. Count remains 0-0 as a Darian Williams is at the plate now. The senior so far in the year batting .308. He's really kind of turned his season around after a real slow start. Definitely trying to get back to being that spark plug in this Rebel order as the next pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right-hand side, tailing out towards the lead of the athletic complex.
Yeah, I like that term spark plug. I mean, if you make, the NBA, they made their little clutch player of the year, new award this year. I don't really care much about the award, but that award, if it had to go to anyone on this Hustlin Rebels team since I've been a freshman here, it goes to Darian Williams. He's a clutch player on this team that can really help the Hustlin Rebels late in games.
Another back pick over to Charles. That time they got him. Charles got cut dancing at first base. A good pickoff move by Bengard, and that's just something that completely kills a rally if you're the Rebels. I mean, a 2-out Charles on first base, a chance still in this inning maybe to try and push him at least to scoring position, and he gets picked off.
That was really weird because what happened was that Charles thought that Bengard was going to the plate, and he actually kind of leaned over to second base.
Usually you don't see that of a right-handed pitcher. He kind of guessed there and he paid the price for it. So we'll head to the top of the second inning as the Lancers will get their second chances at bat and enjoy these songs while we take a little bit of a break here.
Contour to learn more. That's the Contour Sports app from Cox. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now playing third base for UNLV is number 6, Noah Rodriguez. And leading off the second for the Lancers in the 6th hole, designated hitter number 12, Cole Howard.
As we bring you back here for the top of the second inning here, that'll bring up to the plate Cole Howard to face Noah Beal. Second inning of war. Got through the first inning out of a jam. The first pitch is lined out into right field. Back on it, off the wall here. The UNLV right fielder cannot make the play, a throw in, but it won't matter as that ball actually gets by Paul Myro, but either way, a leadoff double for Howard, and the Lancers are in business immediately.
Batting 7th, the shortstop, number 8, Josh Pano.
Stepping up to the box, Josh Pano for the Lancers. Beal trying to work out of an early jam. Here's the first pitch taken for a ball on the inside part of the plate. Count is 1-0. So far, Pano batting .269 on the season, 104 at bats, 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. That's just up and down this Lancer lineup. You can really feel like any of them has the spark to hit a home run, and that one's lined down the right field line. If that one stays fair, it might be gone. No. Just fouled, actually one hops over the wall and right, tailing away from the right fielder. Pino counts 1-1. Pitch in, shows bunt. Nothing happens here. As count now moves to 2-1. Shot. Noah Beal here looking to get out of this early jam. 2-1 count to Pino. Next pitch shows bunt. Now it's pushed over the first base. That'll advance the runner to third. So the Rebels will get the out, one away here on the top of the second, but the runner
batting
will
8,
advance
the center fielder, number 22, Nick Dumanel.
Howard's leadoff double proving costly here to the Rebels. Sharman cannot make the play out right. Next up for the Lancers, swung on and missed is Nick Doomsnell. Only his third start, batting .571. Has really been a nice little bat to have in the bottom of the order for the Lancers. Noah Beal sets, 0-1 count, delivers. Fastball swung on and missed way outside the corner, and they might get him at third base. They're in a pickle on third. Here comes the runner to home. He's tagged out before he can make it to home plate. And just like that, the Rebels are out of the jam. And 2 away as the pitch on the outside part of the plate bounced. A nice pick by Jacob Sharp, a great defensive play. And he caught Howarth running down the third baseline in an attempt to score on the pass ball. So now 2 away here as it brings up Connor, or he's still in the box. He's Doomsnow, and he'll swing and miss, and that's it for the top of the second inning. A wild top half of the second, but Beal escapes unharmed, and the game remains 0-0. Great opportunity for the Lancers goes by the wayside. Enjoy these few songs, and when we come back, the Rebels will have their second chance at the dish. They attempt to score a few more runs.
This series sponsor is Intermountain Health, the official health partner of UNLV Athletics. Today, they want to ask you all a simple question. Are you a registered organ donor? You have the power to potentially save a life of someone in need when you become an organ donor. Learn more at intermountainhealthcare.org/donate-life.
Back here at the bottom of the second inning, we await the batter from the Rebels. Looks like there had to be an extra maybe. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. The music cut. Umpires are waiting on a batter here. It looks like there's going to be a substitute for the Rebels, as in from the bullpen came a UNLV player. And he is now sitting in the dugout. Looks like he's getting ready to come out. And it looked like Coach Stan Stolte was having a little discussion with the umpire about what was happening. We'll let you know as up-to-date information as soon as we can. And it will be a substitute
leading off
here.
the second for UNLV, the third baseman, number 6, Noah Rodriguez.
Noah Rodriguez leading off for the Rebels here to start the second inning. Interesting decision here.
West Coast, I'm a bang on snitch boys that it all started. Me stupid ass banging on that blue carpet.
It'll be Rodriguez stepping into the box for Darren Williams. Comes in as a substitute. Rodriguez, the freshman, had a few opportunities here, but none bigger than this. As Darian Williams may have went out injured. The first pitch, Rodriguez sees the fastball up in the zone, taken for ball 1. Rodriguez definitely getting his fair share of opportunities here to begin this season, and as it has gone on, as the next pitch is cut on and missed, count now moves to 1-1 on Noah Rodriguez. And if you're just joining us, 0-0 ball game, top of the second inning. So far, the Lancers are out hitting the Rebels 3-1, but they have not had their second chance at bat, as the next one is also swung on and missed by Rodriguez. Count is now 1-2 as Bengard just working really well here, finding the strike zone early and often. Next pitch, way outside as Rodriguez holds it back. It's now 1-2 to Noah Rodriguez. Scratch that, 2-2 to Noah Rodriguez. Next pitch on, swung on, fouled way out to the right-hand side. That'll also head towards the Lead Athletic Complex just outside of Earl E. Wilson, or some of you may know the practice football facility. Next pitch from Vanguard. And it's lined out in the right field. I don't believe it will get down, as that one is put away by Dusty Garcia out in right. And the Rebels
batting fifth, the left fielder, number 47, Austin Krizik.
First pitch here to Austin Krizik, taken out and away for a ball. Count is 1-0. Is Austin Krizik, the junior, batting .277, 130 at bats, 3 home runs, 23 RBIs on the season, way down from last year. So the next pitch is swung on and missed. The count now is 1-1. Next pitch from Vanguard to Krizik, swung on and missed again on a fastball low. Count is now 1-2 with 1 away to Krizik. Vanguard, maybe an off-speed pitch here, and it was, but it was on the outside part of the plate, taken for a ball. Count is now even again at 2-2. Rodriguez saw the same count and suffered a fatal line out into right field that was caught by Garcia to lead off the inning as he replaced the Darian Williams, who may be injured here as he came out of the game early. As Krizik fouls that one back past the palm trees towards the practice football field. And next to Riley Wilson. Vanguard sets, delivers, fires. Swung on and missed by Krizik, and that will be out number 2 as he chases one out and away.
Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 14, Cade Higgins.
Now up the DH, Cade Higgins. He plays first base, but slides into the DH role as Pimentel heads out to center in this game. Is the first pitch he sees. It's taken for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Next pitch here to Higgins is ripped deep in the right field. That ball is high. That ball is far. It is gone. A no-doubt shot for Cade Higgins. Clears the trees in right field.
Cade Higgins has left the building. That home run is brought to you by Intermountain Health. Intermountain Health and UNLV Athletics, better together.
Fastball down and in. He got every stitch of that baseball. And the Rebels lead 1-0.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 4, Braden Murphy.
But the Rebels capitalize on theirs, and now Braden Murphy will come up after the solo shot by Cade Higgins. That will also be the 5th home run of the season for Cade Higgins and ties him for 2nd overall on the team with Rylan Charles. They both trail Jacob Sharp. The first pitch here to Braden Murphy is lined out towards left field, and it will fall as it looked like there the left fielder Garrett Ostrander was tracking that ball well in towards the foul corner in left field. He just couldn't make the play on the diving attempt. So still 2 outs here. Count is 0-1 to Braden Murphy. Murphy really that utility guy here for the Rebels early on in the season. He's had some games where he has just been absolutely on fire, and others that he's just trying to help his team win by any way he can, whether that be bunting or hitting some RBIs via the sacrifice fly. It's the second pitch to him from Vanguard, taken for a strike on the inside corner. Looked like a slider, took a little bit of adjustment there for the umpire to make that call. Either way, is now an 0-2 count for Vanguard. 5th time so far in this game that he's found that set himself in that situation. Pitch there, taken on the outside part of the plate by Murphy. Count is 1-2. 1-2 count to Murphy, and expect something maybe on the outside part of the plate, perhaps off speed, but no, he goes straight back to the fastball. Challenge me pitch over the heart of the plate. Swung on and fouled down the left field line. So the count remains 1-2. Again, the Rebels take the lead on a Cade Higgins solo shot if you're just joining us. First run of the ball game. In the bottom of the 2nd inning. Next pitch chipped over to the second baseman. It's put away. McGuire over to Skipworth, and that'll end the inning for the Rebels, but not before they get the 1-run lead off the Cade Higgins solo shot. The Lancers will head to the batter's box for their 3rd time to begin the top half of the 3rd inning.
All right,
We'll
fans, it's
retake
time
the
for
mound when we
Rebel
come back.
Baseball
Enjoy the songs
Trivia.
while
So
we're
take a
away.
look at the video board for today's question. The question is, how many runs does a grand slam drive in? And all of you should know this one. If you think you know the answer, head over to the marketing table to submit your answer, and we'll select a lucky winner later in the game.
Sorry about that.
No problem with your
How are they doing, by the way? Oh, one way.
2-1.
I didn't realize it was on so early.
Yeah.
Batting ninth for California Baptist, second baseman number 6, Connor McGuire.
And we bring you back here to the top of the third inning. Brings up McGuire batting 196 in the bottom of this Lancer order, batting ninth at 196 batting average as the first pitch is taken inside for a ball. More of a defensive specialist out at second base is McGuire. But he does chip in offensively from time to time with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs so far on the season in that 9th spot. As that one's shot right out to shortstop Palmyra. He'll throw over to Rylan Charles, who will record the first out of the third inning.
Now batting the left fielder number 15, Garrett Ostrander.
Now bring up Garrett Ostrander for the Lancers. And his second at-bat, first at-bat was retired via the ground out. Noah Beal working quickly here. He's already found the first out of the inning in McGuire. We'll see how fast he's able to get out of this one as it's shown. It's bunt down the third baseline. In comes Raul Rodriguez. He throws over to first. A nice pick by Rylan Charles. And that is the second out of the inning. Ostrander's got wheels, but he wasn't able to do it.
Next up, the catcher number 5, Michael Carpentier.
That'll bring up Michael Carpentier. Last at bat had a single. One of the 3 base hits so far for the Lancers in this game. 4 pitches, 2 outs for Noah Beal so far here in this third inning. First pitch line fouled on the left field line towards the soccer field. Yeah, Early Wilson, a very sunny and breezy day here. Nice cool day before we hit the summer months as the next pitch from Beal taken up and away. Count is now even at 1 apiece. So Michael Carpentier again coming in the game at 308, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. So definitely has some power to get this thing out of here and tie this game up. So he takes it on the outside corner. That's called for a strike. And now it's 1-2, and Beal has Carpentier where he wants him. Has to finish him. Emote comes out from the PA's box. Here it comes. Fastball out and away. Now it moves to even at 2-2. Didn't look like Carpentier was even concerned with that pitch out of the hand. So 2-2, 2 outs here. Rebels lead 1-0 in the top of the third inning. Beal kicks, fires. And that one's taken inside as a hit. Bounced in front of the plate to Carpentier. So now a full count with 2 outs. Beal looking for something over the heart of the plate that is not in a spot that he can drive, but he has the potential to put him away to get the Rebels back in the dugout. As this pitch taken up and away by Carpentier, and from a down 1-2 to a walk, and he will be on again for the second time in this game. First by a single, this time by a walk. And it gives a chance for Mitchell Simon to come to the plate, who has 14 home runs and 41 RBIs so far on the season. First pitch taken way outside. Good job there by Sharp to get over and make sure he can corral that one. Keep Carpentier at first base. Simon so far in his first at-bat a single that went right back up the middle. So definitely an opportunity still here for the Lancers. The heart of this order is up. That one swung on and shipped over the head of Paul Myron, just like that. back-to-back base runners, and the Lancers may have a 2-out rally brewing with runners on first and second, 2 away. That'll bring up Dusty
Now batting the
Garcia,
right fielder, number
power
3,
threat.
Dusty Garcia.
12 home runs, 36 RBIs with a 226 average coming into today's game. Last time up, it's a fly out to deep center field that Alex Pimentel was able to take care of. Here, taken for a strike, a curveball that catches the inside corner. Counted as 0-1 to Garcia. 2 away. Beal trying to work out of a jam. He's found himself in a jam in each of the 3 innings so far. He's pitched. He's been able to work out of the first 2. As the next pitch is delivered, swung on and missed by Garcia. Count is now 0-2. 1 pitch away from getting the Rebels back inside the dugout. Taken up and away. Count is 1-2. Dusty Garcia, the senior, looking to tie this ball game up. 1-2 count. Garcia throws. Taken on the outside corner. Now it's 2-2. It's a great job by these Lancer hitters to make sure. Maybe scratch a couple runs across the board.
You know what I was looking for?
Even count. Beals. Back picks to first base. No throw, but that is a balk. I was about to say, you have to throw on that pickoff move. Back to first base. Yeah, it looked as if Rylan Charles wasn't in position to catch that baseball, so Noah Beal didn't want to throw over, so now 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position for Garcia. Next pitch taken on the outside corner for ball 4. And just like that, the Lancers have bases loaded. And actually, it should be only ball 3. I thought I had it down right. But he started walking to first base, and Garcia will have to come back into the batter's box. A little bit of an error there from Garcia. Either way, full count here. Here comes Beal's first pitch. It's swung on and missed and caught by Sharp. And that'll do it for the Rebels. They get out of a scary situation there with 2 outs, nobody on. Lancers able to get 2 runners in scoring position. We cannot push any of them across. We'll head back to the bottom of the 3rd inning after these few songs as they'll look to extend their 1-0 lead into something bigger. Enjoy these few songs while we take a little bit of a break.
Be sure to renew yours today or get new season tickets starting at just $115 for your Running Rebels and $75 for your Lady Rebels. For more info, visit UNLVtickets.com.
Winning?
Yeah, 2-1.
Sweet.
Back here from
Batting
the bottom of the 3rd
UNLV
inning.
shortstop, number 23, Paul Myro, the fourth.
Paul Myro of the Star Wars music enters the batter's box in an attempt to get a leadoff runner for the Rebels. So far, Paul Myro batting .283 on the season and 127 at-bats, has 4 home runs and 33 RBIs. As Bangard delivers to him, his first pitch is swung on and missed, with a changeup on the outside corner. Bangard has done a great job getting that first pitch strike in almost every at-bat besides 1 so far in this outing. However, the Rebels have the 1-0 lead off the Kate Higgins home run. Next pitch, on fouled as well. Back out towards the football field. So count quickly 0-2 to Paul Myro. Vanguard trying to work quickly to get his guys back inside the batter's box and attempt to tie this ball game up. Next pitch taken on the outside corner there. His catcher Michael Carpentier wanted that one on the outside corner, maybe just a little bit too far out. Picked exactly where he was spotted though. So count is 1-2 to Paul Myro. Myro. Next pitch taken for ball 2. Count is now even at 2-2. And again, any Knights fans listening, currently up 2-1 on the Winnipeg Jets as the first period is coming to a close. The next pitch well inside. Count is now 3-2. It's Paul Myro as he's worked it back from 0-2 to full. Next pitch in the full count, chopped right back up the middle, and it will not get through, but it is not able to make the play as Josh Pino at shortstop. A diving effort that hits the glove and just comes out, and Myro beats it out at first base for the infield single. The Rebels have a leadoff runner on as Jason Sharman will now step into the batter's box. So far, Sharman, the senior, 18 games played and 4 starts. This is 5th start of the season, 33 at bats. That one's chopped right over to third base. Play is made, but the runner advances up to second base, and it's a sacrifice. They are perfectly executed by Sharman, and that'll bring up Alex Pimentel.
Now batting the center fielder, number 22, Alex Pimentel.
Vanguard now working against Pimentel. Pimentel in his first at bat. Strikeout looking as the first pitch in for ball 1. Count 1-0 here to Pimentel as the runner in scoring position has the possibility of giving Pimentel his 31st RBI of the season. That one's taken way outside. Count now moves to 2-0. Alex Pimentel. Again, something into the outfield would surely score Myro with his speed at second base. Pitch taken inside. Now count is 3-0. You would expect whatever pitch here to be taken by Pimentel. Usually the green light not given unless they are certain that that ball is going to be crushed for a home run from Pimentel. But with only 1 home run on the year, I think it's safe to say this one will be taken, and it will be a fastball down the middle. Count is now 3-1 to Alex Pimentel. Only has 19 walks on the season. Definitely still a good eye. That one's taken also for strike 2. A slider that catches the front door of the strike zone comes back across. Count is now full at 3-2. Vanguard doing a great job as he worked from 3-0 back to a full count. Pimentel now has to protect anything close. That one's thrown hard and inside, and it's just fell off his hands. Count is now 3-2. Next pitch here, Pimentel fouls that one off. Far out towards the football fields again. A lot of souvenirs out there if anybody wants to try and go run and grab some. With 3-2 count, 1 away here. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Rebels have the opportunity to extend their lead as Pimentel and Charles is on the on-deck circle. Full count, next pitch, bounces in front of the plate, and Pimentel, after a long at-bat, will work the walk. Runners on first and second now for the Rebels.
25,
and Rylan Charles to the plate. Last time up, Charles a single. Would love to do that again here, possibly score another run. First pitch to Charles from Vanguard. Swung on, stopped right back into left center. That ball's going to split the gap, and in comes Myro. The third goes Pimentel, and a single from Rylan Charles brings home the 2nd run of the ball game. Rebels now lead 2-0 with another runner in scoring position at 3rd. Rylan Charles, a great job by punching
Now
the first
batting
pitch
the
he sees
catcher,
to the
number
right, to the left
5,
center field.
Jacob Sharp.
And now runners at the corners. Only one away.
I used to serve it to your man. Hey, postman. What is? Walk, leash, walk. Walk, leash, walk. Walk, leash, walk. Walk, leash, walk.
Here we go. First pitch taken for a ball on the outside corner to Jacob Sharp. The junior batting .350 of 7 home runs and 28 RBIs, looking to make that 29 RBIs. Dallas Pimentel standing on third base. Next pitch taken outside as well. Count is 2-0, and it seems like the situation that Spencer Bengard has put himself in is making him a little nervous out there on the mound. 2-0 count, a walk here with may spell disaster. As the freshman Noah Rodriguez would come up with bases loaded. Next pitch, well on the outside corner. They checked down the first base to appeal the swing, and he did not go. Count is now 3-0 to Jacob Sharp. And if there's anybody in this UNLV lineup that would have the green light, it would be Sharp, leading the team in home runs. I would still expect whatever happens here to take the pitch that he sees, and he will, and it will be a strike. So count is now 3-1. Bengard again going to try to work back into this at-bat. Last time he was in this position, worked it back to a full count and then walked Alex Pimentel, and that came back to bite them, as now the Rebels have a 2-0 lead. A back pick over to third. They throw back over to first. Charles gets back in time as well. Little design play there on the pickoff move to third base, trying to get Charles to get running towards second. He doesn't take the bait, so runners remain on the corners. One away, 3-1 count. So they also hope that maybe that threw off Jacob Sharp's timing a little bit standing at home plate. The next one thrown, it's chopped right back up towards second. They won't be able to get 2. They will get 1, but Sharp will bring in his 29th RBI of the year. As Alex Pimentel will score, and now they lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the third inning, and Noah Rodriguez will come back into bat for his second appearance of the game. Rodriguez a line out to right field in his first at bat, as the first pitch he sees is a slider that catches the outside corner. Count is 0-1 early to Rodriguez. And in a game where Bengard's just been getting ahead of a lot of these players, the Rebels have taken their chances. They've pushed themselves out to a 3-0 lead. So that one's chopped towards first base, and it'll be Bengard who makes the play, flips it over to first, and that will be the third out of the inning. So the Rebels are down, but not before scoring 2 more runs to add to the lead to make it 3-0. We will head to the top of the 4th inning as the Lancers look to answer back. Noah Beal will return to the mound after these few songs.
Rebels fans, cheer on head coach Barry Odom and your UNLV Rebel football team at Allegiant Stadium this season with season tickets. Starting this fall, season tickets will include all 6 home games, including a non-conference showdown against Vanderbilt and the 9th Island showdown against Hawaii. Visit UNLVtickets.com or call 702-739-FANS to get your tickets today.
Bigger, better, stronger, power. I got that power. I got that power. I got that power. Power. They call me LA. Stay so cool out Chile. I done made that LA. On my way to that Bentley. Used to have a piggy bank, but now I got that bigger bank.
Leading off the 4th for CBU, the first baseman, number 26, Jake Skipworth.
here to the top of the 4th inning. The Lancers have another chance at bat. 3-0 lead for the Rebels here. First pitch from Beal swung on and missed by Jake Skipworth. The junior who came in batting .284. First at bat was a ground out to the second baseman Braden Murphy. Trying to lead off. Lancers are base runners. The next pitch taken in the inside corner. Count is now 1-1. Next pitch to Skipworth, taken for a strike. Count is now 1-2 as Beal continues to get ahead of these Lancer hitters early. Found himself in a couple jams through the first couple innings, but ever since then he's been looking very sharp. So that one's taken for a ball on the outside part of the corner. Count is now even at 2-2. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning.
It was a trivia question one night in the club, and we
Pitch swung on, shot towards third. It gets through the hole. Noah Rodriguez lays out, but can't make the play. So a leadoff single for Skipworth. And the Lancers in business of a runner on to lead off the top of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Cole Howard.
Next
who had
up,
a
the
double in his
designated
last
hitter,
at-bat.
number 12, Cole Howard.
Howard, the DH so far, came in batting .290. Showed off his power of a double to hit off the right field wall, but nothing would ever come of it. It's the lead last time he led off the double. Beal was able to work his way out of the jam as that one's taken up and away for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Howard also getting to third base. Pitch hits the dirt. Sharp makes a great pick and able to get him in a rundown between third and home. He wouldn't score. That's how his time on the base paths ended last time. The next pitch also taken low for a ball slider that didn't catch the zone. Count is now 2-0 to Howard. Next pitch here. Taken for a strike on the outside corner. Changeup that catches that zone. So now 2-1 count here to Howard. Beal focusing on the lower half of the zone, trying to get that double play ball to eliminate all the base runners that are currently on. Pitch here, taken for ball 3, excuse me. Count is now 3-1 to Howard. Beal was to walk Howard here. He'd be putting himself in a really bad situation. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Next pitch pops straight back over my head towards the parking lot. Count is now full. Next pitch is taken for ball 4, and that is a walk. Looked like Sharp couldn't hold on to that baseball there. Maybe he would have caught the zone, but
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Josh Pano.
So now, fresh count to Josh Pano. Batting .269 coming into this game. Had a sacrifice bunt in his last at-bat to push Howard over to third base. That wouldn't eventually result in anything for the Lancers. This time, however, a chance to swing the bat with runners on second and third. He could attempt to bunt them both over. It'd be interesting to see if they'd opt to go that route and put runners at second and third with only one away. First pitch to Pano. No, he swings, and that one just foul. Down the third baseline, chopped right next to the third base bag. So, one count here to Pano. Opportunity to drive in a run as that one's taken on the outside corner for a strike. Pano didn't like the call. It won't matter here, but, you know, if he does drive in that run from second base, it'd be his 22nd RBI of the year. If he was to hit a home run to tie this ball game out, it'd be his 6th home run of the year. As that one swung on and ripped down the left field line. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. First run comes in to score. The next one will stop at third base, but it will be an RBI double for Josh Pano. And the Lancers make it a 3-1 ball game, and runners at second and third with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning as they look to fight back in this game. And that'll bring up
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Pinch hitting for the Lancers, number 10, Matthew Darr.
Matthew Darr here will replace Doom Snell. Snell had only started, this was his third start of the season. Freshman getting an opportunity, but they elect to go with Dar, who's definitely been the more consistent batter. Second and third. Huge opportunity here to tie this ball game up as the first one is shot towards the right side, and it will get through. 1 run scores, and it gets by right fielder. And that will bring in the next run, and this ball game is tied at 3. It got by the right fielder, Jason Sharman. Just a light ground ball that gets past the outstretched glove of Murphy. And Sharman coming in takes a bad hop, maybe off the outfield grass,
Next
or
up,
catches
the
it in
second
the wrong
baseman,
pocket
number
of the
6,
glove.
Connor McGuire.
Either way, Dar, a 2 RBI single, and this game is tied at 3. Despite UNLV's early aggressiveness on the base pass that puts themselves up to 3-0, is right back at dead even as the first one pitch is thrown, and it's a bunt, sacrifice to move him over to second base. Connor McGuire, nice job to advance the runner there. So Dar now stands a second, 1 away, an opportunity to maybe even take the lead
Now
here at the
batting
top of
left
the 4th
fielder,
inning for the
number
Lancers.
15, Garrett Ostrander.
First pitch of the at-bat to Garrett Ostrander, taken for a ball. Ostrander, 16 RBIs on the season, opportunity for his 17th year. The left fielder sees the second pitch for a strike. Count is now even at 1-1. Ostrander, and an even count at 1-1 of 1 away in the inning. Runner on second base. Beal delivers, swung on and fouled off towards the football field, just next to the palm trees. Count is now 1-2. Beal, who found himself in jams for the first 3 innings, was able to get out of him. This time he was not. Put himself in a bad situation with runners on first and second, nobody out, and it's come back to bite him as the ball game is tied. Next pitch swung on, chopped over to second baseman there. Paul Myron, he can't make the play. It chips past his glove, and now the Lancers take the lead 4-3. A ball there that was kind of just chopped over towards short. Myro cannot pick the ball.
Plate, catcher number 5,
Maybe had an
Michael
opportunity to come in
Carpentier.
front of it. Instead he likes to try and go for the backhand pick. He doesn't get it, and the run comes in to score on a single by Ostrander. Now it brings up Michael Carpentier for his 3rd at bat of the ball game. He's reached base his first 2 at bats via the single and then via the walk, so 1 for 1 on the day. First pitch was fouled off to make the count 0-1. Ostrander standing at first base. He's 9 for 10 on the season in stolen base attempts. Next pitch, fastball. A little bit of a check swing there from Carpentier, and it hits the bat as you heard that loud ping to make the count 0-2. So nice job by Beal to get ahead of Carpentier here in this at-bat. A double play to get the Rebels out of the inning would go a long way for the rest of this ballgame. Next pitch, fastball on the outside part of the plate, taken for a ball. 1-2, 1 away, still here in the top of the 4th inning as the Lancers have mounted a great comeback to take the lead 4-3 over the Rebels. Next one, fastball, outside corner, doesn't get called. And you hear the disagreement from the Rebel faithful here. Looked real close from where I'm sitting, maybe just a little bit outside. So I'd have to tend to agree with the umpire. Count is even, 2-2, 1 away. Beal sets, looks back the runner at first base and delivers, and here goes the runner. He's 9 for 10 so far in the season, and he will be now 10 for 11. As Ostrander, a great jump and not a great throw by Sharp. He's in there easily. Another runner in scoring position for Carpentier, who has 20 RBIs on the season, would be 21 if he pushes this guy across from second base. And then it would be a real big letdown for the Rebels as they would go down 5-3 with 5 unanswered run innings That one lined out to left field here, and that one's tailing towards the corner, and it will not be able to make the play out there. Austin Krizik could not track that one down in the corner. Count is full, 3-2, one away, runner at second. The double play is no longer an option.
Right on it.
Carpentier, the next pitch of the at-bat, just smashed foul down the first baseline, but just goes foul. And like probably 2 inches off the first base bag in foul territory. If that ball's fair, that might be even a double or a triple to bring across another RBI for the Lancers. California Baptist done a great job to come back into this ball game. That one's lined right back up the middle, and that will get through. Around comes Ostrander. He will score. It is a 5-3 ball game.
Talk about a great time to rejoin the broadcast, Donovan, huh?
Yeah, great time.
Ground ball
Welcome
right
back.
up the middle and brings home another run for the Lancers. 5-run inning for them so far. How incredible is that?
5-run inning. Beal found himself in a lot of trouble. Nice to have you back on the broadcast. You had to step away, take care of a little problem. But
yeah, I mean,
now we're back.
here's the thing. Like you know, problems occur, but here's the thing. Like, being able to finish, that's all that matters sometimes, you know. And the Austin Rebels right now down 5-3, and I think they might want me out of here a little bit longer because when I wasn't here, they were doing a little better than when I was.
No, I think you're just the good luck spark that they needed.
But how's everything else going for you, Donovan? How's your Golden Knights? I saw they were up 2-0. Is it still?
They're up 2-1 now.
Uh-oh.
First period comes in. Yeah.
Now talking about more hockey, how about that King game last night?
How about the LA Kings?
That was a crazy game last night.
Take out Connor McDavid and the Oilers in the first round would be quite the story. As again, we will restart as Mitchell Simon, the man with 14 home runs, 41 RBIs on the season, will come in to face Noah Beal, who's already given up 5 here in this top of the 4th inning. The Rebels, who once led 3-0, down 5-3, as the Lancers have just mounted an incredible rally here in the 4th inning. First pitch swung on and popped straight up in the air towards center fielder Pimentel. He'll come under it, and he will make the catch. Can of corn out there in center, 2 away now, as it will be Carpentier heads back to first base.
And we like to talk about
right
the
fielder,
leash
3,
that
Dusty
the Rebels
Garcia.
give their pitchers, because some of them they sometimes don't give them enough of a leash. Sometimes they give them too much of a leash. And do you think a 5-run inning here by Beal? Do you think it should have this should be the time to maybe pull him, or do you think that he's done a good job adjusting?
I feel like Beal, he's getting back into his group, but again, after 5 runs, it's tough to say. I would think this would be his last inning regardless, as that pitch is lined out in the left field. First pitch that Dusty Garcia sees, and that might be an RBI double. See if they send him, and they will. He's heading home. A throw to the plate, sharp tag, and he got him! Michael Carpentier coming around third base. It was an interesting decision to send him. It looked like he was well behind, and a nice throw there from Paul Myro to Jacob Sharp. They get him to retire the side. He will head to the bottom of the 4th inning as the Rebels look to answer that 5-run inning of one of their own.
We talk about green runners, we talk about yellow runners, we talk about red runners, and then we talk about Michael Carpentier. That's a Carpentier look like grounding third. I was like, I don't really know about that one.
I mean, it's not Carpentier's fault. That third base coach was pumping his arm
Yeah,
to
they're like,
send
hey
him.
man, go get him, Carpentier. Carpentier's like, oh, all right, I'll try.
But a great job by Paul Myro to throw a perfect one there, and Sharp, nice catch and tag, and the Rebels will get it
Throw
out.
and catch it there. I mean, that's how you start. That's how every baseball practice used to start when I played. It goes like, all right, warm up a little bit, then let's do relays a little bit. Center field, then the whichever infielder, middle infielder, or one of the corners, and throw it home. And that was a pretty routine there put out at home.
Routine pickup, but we'll come back to you in the bottom of the 4th inning as the Rebels have another chance at the plate to maybe retake this lead. They're down 5-3. Enjoy these few songs while we wait.
Changes for the Lancers. Staying in the game and playing right field, number 10, Matthew Darr. Moving from right field to center field, number 3, Dusty Garcia. Leading off the fourth for the Hustlin' Rebels, left fielder number 47, Austin Krizik.
Working like Gotti, my crew almighty, no TGI Friday, eat fast, all we done. I love my small BBS down here. Rest in the club and start changing the climate.
And just like that, we're back here for the bottom half of the fourth inning. First pitch taken for a ball from Bengard. Count is 1-0 to Austin Krizik, who will be leading off the inning. Bengard, who gave up the 3 runs, maybe didn't look like one of his cleaner starts, but the Lancers brought him back and take the lead 5-3.
And when you look at this Lancers pitching staff, it really starts off with Liam Rocha, and then it kind of dips off from there. But the dip's not bad. It just Rocha's just such a dominant pitcher that, like, expect like 4 or 5 runs given up by the starting pitcher of whichever Lancer comes in other than Rocha, but the Lancers do a really good job putting more runs on the board, just like you saw against Beal. They got 5.
And the next pitch is taken for a strike, so the count remains 2-1 to Austin Krizik. Next pitch is fouled off, so now even at 2-2. Krizik so far in this ball game, just the strikeout as he leads off this inning, looking to get the Rebels back on the right track. The leadoff runner would go a long way to do that. To stew up this inning is Krizik, Higgins, and then Braden Murphy. Higgins in his last at-bat, the towering shot to over the right field walls. The next pitch taken for a ball.
That's a good adjustment from yesterday, because Higgins started off yesterday with 3 strikeouts. Third one was looking. Then in his last at-bat, all the way in the 9th inning, it was a nice piece of contact, even though it didn't really matter. The score was already 9-1 at that point. But he had a nice little shot over to the shortstop, and it was a nice line drive, and he did a good job in this game hitting a home run and kind of going off of that at bat.
Towering blast over the trees in right field as the next pitch is swung on, and that one goes out to right field. Definitely not a towering blast, but it will fall in for a single for Krizik. They'll throw back to first base. He'll get in there in time. But that just a one there that I didn't even think was going to get down initially, but is able to come down, and the Rebels leadoff runner, like we were saying, and Higgins steps back into the batter's box.
Yeah, that's not really where the spray chart normally shows for Krizik. Normally he hits the ball down the third base line, but this one went down the first base line, and kind of one of those soft contacts that's in between I like to call it the Bermuda Triangle between second, first, and right field, and that's the hardest ones to catch.
Definitely the hardest ones to catch, especially when those outfielders are playing off the line. The first pitch is taken for a strike to Higgins. So far the Lancers out hitting the Rebels 10-5 in this one, and the Rebels have the lone error. The next pitch is swung on and missed as well. Count is now 0-2 to Higgins. Bengard doing a great job jumping on top of Higgins here, unlike in the last at bat. Krizik gets the lead. Bengard sets. Doesn't even look over at Krizik. Delivers to the plate, taken for a ball. And I think the velocity really that Bengard has, he doesn't have to worry about even a runner like Krizik, especially if the slide step makes it easier on Carpentier behind the plate. 1-2 count. Sets, fires. Fouled off by Higgins. Count remains 1-2 as he looks to try and fight back into this at bat. Perhaps advance Krizik into scoring position at either second or third base. Higgins with a home run would tie this ball game up. I mean, you'd like to see that. Shirley has the power to do it. He already showed it off one this game. Next pitch, and he is rung up on a backdoor slider from Bengard.
Now batting the
Nice pitch
second
there, and
baseman,
either
number
way,
4,
Higgins doesn't agree with
Murphy.
it, but it's the first out of the inning. Runner remains on first base, and Krizik and
Higgins was not liking that call there. Walking down to the dugout, and he made a couple looks to the home plate umpire there, Michael Gobel.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't matter what Higgins thinks. It looks like Gobel has his strike zone. He's been sticking to it. As the first pitch that Murphy sees flied straight out into center field, and you can see Murphy shaking his head there. Maybe a pitch he would like to have back. Now quickly, 2 outs after.
Next up, the shortstop, number 23,
Krizik,
Paul
single
Myro,
to right
the
field.
4th.
Anywhere that walk-up music, you know who coming to the plate now. It's Paul Myro. He will step in his last at-bat had a single and would come around to score. First pitch that he sees, taken for strike 1. Count is 0-1. Bengard again ahead of this hitter.
Yeah, Myro, it's been a little bit of time since he's shown that power off, and how great would it be on a nice Saturday during the daytime. Not a lot of wind.
To extend his RBI lead in Rebels lineup as that one's taken for a ball. Count is 1-1. He has 33 so far on the year. A home run even would make it 35 and would tie him for second with Rylan Charles on this Hustle Rebel team. Next pitch, taken for a strike towards the outside corner. Now count is 1-2.
And that's as outside as the corner will go there. That was
it looked like a little bit of a triangle there. Yeah. If you were to draw just that rectangle, it looked more like a triangle. That one is way outside, but Gobel's been sticking to that strike zone all day, so it hasn't really been a surprise to a lot of these hitters when that outside corner has been called. Vanguard delivers, and that one also right on the outside corner again. The same pitch. Myro looks again and goes down looking. And the Rebels now will head to the top of the 5th inning, down still 5-3. We'll see if the Lancers can attempt to add on to that lead or if the Rebels will stifle the offense and have another chance at bat. We'll be right back after these few songs.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how Murphy just looked at that. That was even though the breaking ball, it never really left the zone.
Not interesting decision by a lot of these Rebel fans. Maybe just a little bit surprised that they're down in this game right now, but either way, when we come back, looks like we will have a new pitcher out on the mound for the Hustlin Rebels.
And help our student athletes excel at what they do best by visiting rebelathleticfund.com. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for the Rebels, number 19, Joey Acosta.
A state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like a through to your chest. Got the best for you in the city of. We in that sunshine state, what about be the state where you never find a dance floor empty and be on a mission for them. Lean, money making machines, serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shine, looking like a Rob Liberace. It's all good from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city make it rain. Throw up a finger if they feel the same way. Straight putting it down for California, yeah. West Coast. That's right.
Leading off the 5th for the Lancers, first baseman, number 26, Jake Skipworth.
And we welcome you back here to the top of the 5th inning. Joey Acosta takes over for Noah Beal on the mound. Acosta, he's been around for a long time. He's so far in the season started out as one of those 3 starters in these series, now kind of moving to that long relief role, and he comes in for Beal in the 5th inning after he gives up 5 runs in that 4th, and the first pitch on a slider that swung on and missed.
Yeah, and I really feel like Joey Acosta, just like a lot of the pitching on this Hustlin Rebel team, really inconsistent. Can have a really good outing, and then the next day have an outing that he would like to have back.
Next pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-2, and it feels like Acosta, no matter how he does, the first 2 innings that he pitches, he finds himself in some jams, and how much damage he gets into during those jams kind of spells his start. As that pitch, though, swung on and missed for the strikeout. Skipworth down on 3 pitches.
And maybe Acosta doesn't want to jam today.
He's thinking about something else here, but that slider, a lot of break on it.
Now batting designated hitter number 12, Cole
No pun
Howard.
intended, as Jacob Sharp catches that pitch on the outside part of the plate. First pitch here.
Oh, that was actually a little close to going over the canopy, over the protective net, under the canopy, one of those rare foul balls.
Yeah, maybe we can get another one to the. One time this
season. Well, you got one?
I
thought you said another one. I was like, when was the first?
I mean, there's one that's hit to our side before.
Not even close.
That one's chipped over the head of Myro. And just like that, Howard on again. So far in this game, had a double, a walk, and now a single for him. Just triple and a home.
Those are the 2 highest ones, of course.
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Josh Pano.
Pano now stepping into the box, had a clutch 2 RBI double in his last at bat. Chance here to advance that runner in Howarth, who's found himself on for the 3rd time in this ballgame. First pitch from Acosta, taking for a strike on the outside corner. It seems like Acosta's using that strike zone to his advantage, unlike
I like it because I like it when he throws the ball over the plate a lot more than throwing a lot of balls. There's a lot of home outings where he's thrown over 3 walks, and it's not acceptable. He's got to throw the ball on the plate, and just as I said that, hit by pitch.
That was a little bit of bad timing there. Maybe should have knocked on some wood before that happened. And
next up, the right fielder,
2
number
runners
10,
on now
Matthew
for the
Dahl.
Lancers.
Yeah, Joey Acosta, the last start against San Jose State, where he gave up the 2 earned runs and the 5 runs and 4 hits in the 5 innings pitch. He earned a loss in it. That was the first outing of the entire season where he did not hit anyone by the pitch.
Yeah, you know, that never really spells anything great for a season if that's the only game where you haven't hit somebody or done anything.
I mean, it does have some intimidation factor where it's like, all right, this guy will hit someone today. He throws the ball about 90 miles an hour. Do you want to get hit by a 90-mile-an-hour fastball? No.
Yeah, maybe just stand off the plate, back up just a couple extra feet. And then one would probably hit you in the helmet. But as we go back to the game here, Acosta, first pitch swung on and flied out in the left. Can Krizik come on and get that one? He will. So the runners will remain at first and second. And I mean, he does find himself in a little bit of jam, but gets it a little bit better here as only 2 runners on with 2 away.
Yeah, what's also is crazy is that 3 times this season, Acosta's had outings where he's hit multiple batters. Not just one.
Pinch hitting for the Lancers, number 23,
It's something
Shane
more about,
Simpson.
I think it's got to be mentally, just kind of like, I don't know, if batter's crowding the plate, trying to throw an inside pitch just a little bit too much, hits him. But, I mean, it's usually only in his first 2 innings of pitching, and after that, he's been lights out so far this season. First pitch here to number 27. Shane Simpson here. He comes on to pinch hit for McGuire in this at-bat. Next pitch taken for a ball, count is 2-0.
Yeah, Simpson played last night, and in his outing, he actually did a pretty good job. He was DH. He got 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats.
Yeah,
Both of them singles.
Definitely an opportunity to score here if you are the Lancers. That one's also taken for a ball. A 3-0 count here. You know the green light's probably not going to be there, so you'd expect to take on this pitch. But after that, it's up to Acosta to make sure that he gets something over the heart of the plate. Kicks and fires as Acosta. It's swung on and drilled deep into center field. And it's back off the wall out there in center. Almost finds himself a home run, but either way, it's a 2 RBI double. And the pinch hitter, Shane Simpson, just an absolute bullet to center field. And it puts the Lancers up 7-3 now.
Here's my issue with that. Great hit and all, but he could have gone to third there. I felt like he was kind of jogging.
Yeah, I think he got
off the
caught
box.
watching his own shot out towards center. I mean, it was a towering blast and probably out at any other ballpark, but obviously at Early Wilson, the large fences didn't quite get out of here. As the first one from Acosta is now taken for a strike. Count is 0-1 to Garrett Ostrander. Ostrander so far in the game, 1 for 3. A single in his last at bat as he takes the next pitch for a strike as well. So 0-2, 2 outs. And I mean, I brought it up. First 1 or 2 innings for Acosta are always sketchy. Finds himself with 2 outs, but then lets 2 runners on. And a 2 RBI double from Simpson puts him in a worse spot. So that one's now popped foul. And it will stay inside the stadium and then bounce out towards the grass area next to the practice football field. Count is still 0-2 here. As Ostrander, maybe something into the outfield will score Simpson. It's taking that one on the outside part of the plate. It looked like it chopped in front of Sharp, but a great job by Sharp to make sure that ball doesn't get by him, and Simpson doesn't advance to third base.
Yeah, Ostrander, yesterday, he really started to get hot later in the game after he had a start that was a little underwhelming with going 0 for 2, and then he went 2 for 2 in the 4th and the 6th.
And that one lined out to left field, but Krizik on it. Just has to move out a little bit to his right. He makes the catch, but not before. The Lancers scored 2 more runs to extend their lead to 7-3, and the Rebels, even though they jump out to the 3-0 lead, they find themselves down by 4 heading into the bottom half of the
It's
fifth
happened
inning.
way too many times this season. They can't hold on to leads, and today is another example of
Rebel
Hustlin
fans, be
Rebels
sure to
struggling to
check
hold
out
on
the
to a lead.
UNLV Rebels
But
app.
giving up
It
7 runs
features
in the last
real-time
couple
news
innings really
alerts,
doesn't help them out too much. But also the
exclusive
offense,
content, ticket
they got to be able to
information,
match
game
the
day
Lancers. Hey, if
details,
they're
and
able
more.
to score, you
UNLV
got to
Rebels
score.
mobile app
Those
is
Rebels are
free
in trouble
and
scoring this
compatible
entire
with
weekend.
both iOS
Trouble scoring
and
this entire
Android
weekend.
devices.
Spencer
So go
Bengard
download
returns
it
to the
today.
mound for the Lancers. We come back in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Rebels look to try and mount a comeback. Enjoy these few songs while we wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the game for CBU at second base, number 2, CJ Maciel. Leading off the 5th for UNLV, the right fielder, number 35, Jason Sharman.
Bring you back here for the bottom half of the 5th inning. First pitch into Jason Sharman's taken for a strike as Bengard remains out on the mound. He's had a very successful day so far today, recording 5 strikeouts so far in the afternoon. So the next pitch taken outside for a ball. Count now moves to even at 1-1. So far in this at-bat, Sharman sacrificed the runner over in his first at-bat. His at-bat looking to do something a little different to get ahead here in this count as it's 2-1. Looking to punch himself on board to get a leadoff runner for the Rebels. This pitch swung on, fouled off as that one's hit pretty well up to the left field side. I think that almost made it to the soccer fields.
I think the soccer fields are a little bit more down, but I think actually they're over the fence at the left field side.
They almost made it. Next pitch swung on right back up the middle, and that will be a base hit for Sharman as he points towards the dugout. Little celebration there. The Rebel dugout
Next up, the
acknowledges
center
it.
fielder,
That's what you
number
want to do at the
22,
ninth spot.
Alex
You want to
Pimentel.
get on base so that you bring up the number 1 batter up, Alex Pimentel, but also Sharman has some wheels on him. Even though he doesn't have a steal so far this season, he does have some wheels on him.
Yeah, it does have wheels and an opportunity maybe for him to get moving if they need him to. First pitch here to Pimentel, taken for a strike. Pimentel so far in this game, a strikeout and a walk in which he came around to score. You're going to want to see that again here if you're the Rebels. They want to come back into this ball game down 7-3. Bengard gets out to an early lead in the count though. 0-1. Next pitch swung on, lined up towards second baseman, and it's caught. Throw back over to first. They won't get him in time. So 1 out here at the top of the first is Pimentel.
Stepping to the
down.
plate, first
Normally you're
baseman,
like,
number
you're
25,
trying to hit the ball as hard as you
Rylan
can, get the
Charles.
best, hardest contact you can get, but in that time, like the softer contact actually benefited the Rebels there because it gave Jay Sharman a good enough read to throw it back over to first. And I know it also is an update. Your goal tonight, I just saw you do a little fist bump. Got another
Eichel's
goal.
second goal of the game. The Knights now have a 3-1 lead over the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, I love how you're talking about it like you're a golf commentator. Like you're so monotone about.
I have to keep it nice and monotone for the broadcast. You know, if I was somewhere else right now, I'd maybe
let's
screaming.
see it, huh? Let's see what happened. Looked like just a bunch of. It was a loose puck behind the net.
That back around in front, and Eichel one-timer just beats Hullabug. First pitch here to Ryan Charles. Now 0-2. It's Charles still trying to find a way on base and help the Rebels here in this situation.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at that Eichel slap shot. I mean, he puts it on net and just snuck right through the goaltender there to make it a 3-1 game.
Rylan Charles. And the 0-2 count takes that pitch. That count now moves to 1-2. So he's trying to fight his way back into this at bat.
It's actually not bad, like, thinking where it's like, all right, how about we just go, like, pitch out on 0-2? Because here's the thing, I mean, like, let's say that you have a lot of bad chase pitches. Like, I'd rather have a pitch out, and might maybe get the runner out on first.
That one's taken for a ball in the dirt. So count now back to even as Charles lays off the next 2 pitches. Again, like you were saying about the pitch out, I mean, Sharman obviously hasn't attempted a steal so far yet this year, but if he did on that 0-2 count, they would have gotten him, and Charles still would have been down in that 1-2 spot.
And that's supposing that there's a good throw made also.
That is true. Carpentier have had to make a nice throw to get out Sharman. He does have some speed. As that one's taken for a ball. Back pick over to first base, though. Sharman just able to get in there. Took a little bit too far of a secondary there. He looked at Carpentier in the eyes almost, like daring him to throw back.
Almost
he did.
second of the game there.
No, almost. We saw Charles back picked back in the first inning. 3-2 count. Here comes the pitch, fouled off to the left, and Sharman was moving on that one in a 3-2 count with 1 away.
There's always a couple people that react to that. And today I saw a couple people.
I will admit it got me earlier.
You know what they need to do? They need to do like at the little rides at amusement parks where they have the camera when there's a drop or like you get the reaction. They need to get the cam of like people when they get scared from the broken window noise. But Ryan Charles
now batting the catcher, number 5, Jacob Sharp.
Charles able to find his way back into the at-bat, down 0-2 to walking. So now runners on first and second. There'll be a meeting between the pitching coach and Spencer Bengard. He's been throwing well so far today. It'll be interesting to see if he comes out or if this is just to cool his nerves out there. 1 away, runners on first and second for the Rebels. And stepping into the box, Noah Rodriguez. Or excuse me, Jacob Sharp, then Noah Rodriguez in the on-deck circle.
What about
Sharp so far today. Grounded into a fielder's choice that brought home an RBI and had the strikeout looking back in the first period. I'm still thinking hockey terms back in the first inning.
Oh my goodness, Donovan.
You know, the mound meeting kind of threw me off, you know?
Yeah, the mound meeting kind of threw you off.
to your man. Hey, postman.
Walk, leash, walk. Walk, leash, walk, leash, walk, leash, walk.
What we have a lot of today is earbuds worn by a lot of the members of the crowd. I know why, because like not just the hockey playoffs, but hey, maybe we're getting some more viewers on the Scarlet and Gray page. I mean, it's good to see, right?
The Scarlet and Gray free press. We're always going to be here for every single Hustlin' Rebel baseball game. First pitch here to Sharp is fouled straight back. Obviously, probably a decent amount of these people not listening to the Scarlet and Gray free press here. I will say, you know, Dan Duba does a great job with the Knights radio call. I'm sure he's doing the same thing here. Count is 0-1 to Jacob Sharp. Sharp in the stirrups today. Haven't seen a lot of that between these Rebel hitters as he pops that one out to right field. The play is going to be made on a diving catch. A nice play out there by the right fielder, Dusty Garcia. He had another nice play earlier in the game on a dive coming in towards the second baseman. This one, that ball would have landed foul. A great job to cover that.
A lot of people say, oh, why did he dive there? It looked like he didn't have to dive. But it's easier to like sometimes dive and catch the ball than to just put your glove on the downward angle and try to scoop it from the air. I like that. It's a conservative dive there. It wasn't like a obnoxious one, but good job there to record that out.
Yeah, Noah Rodriguez comes in, but as you mentioned, as the first pitch he was taking for a strike. Catching the ball, kind of scooping it off your shoelace is a lot harder than kind of maybe corralling it as you're diving. It also gives you just a little bit more balance as you're kind of falling to make sure you corral it towards your chest. You know, if something falls out, maybe quickly just grab it back up and say, yeah, I caught it, and don't worry about it. But next pitch taken for a ball.
I also like the game like Jersey Dirty.
Yeah, you know, get some grass stains on it.
Yeah. Until I have to do laundry at the end of the day.
Count is 2-0. Here to Noah Rodriguez. Next pitch in the dirt as well, and going to third base. Nice job there to get a good jump. Was Jason Sharman. Sharman definitely has the speed. It's interesting the fact that he hasn't at least attempted a stolen base yet on the season. Obviously, only starting in his 5th game. Either way.
I mean, he just might have not been in the position that worked best for him to steal a base.
And that one, not looking for strike 1 on the 3-0. Now moves to 3-1.
And I really like how Noah
even
Rodriguez,
at 2-2.
And Noah Rodriguez, I feel like, has had a good freshman year so far. He's been a good impact player, kind of spark plug to this team off the bench, and let's see what he does here.
Yeah, he was able to find a couple of key RBIs in different ball games down the stretch of this season. That one chopped towards the gap, and he'll do it again. Around from first goes goes Rylan Charles. And Noah Rodriguez, the freshman, another big RBI as the score is now 7-4 in favor of the Lancers.
That's a perfect piece of hitting there by Noah Rodriguez.
Number 47, Austin Carrizza.
Because if you look at it, Rylan Charles stealing second. Runners on the corners, runners on the corners. You want to hit the ball to the right side because the second baseman is going to go towards second base. And this is exactly what Rodriguez did. Ground ball on the right side. Brings Charles over to third and scores in the run. Perfect job there of hitting by Noah Rodriguez.
Yeah, perfectly executed hit and run. The first pitch of the next batter, Austin Krizik, taken for a strike count is 0-1 to Krizik. Krizik so far in this ball game, a strikeout and a single. We'll see if he's able to do the latter again here and bring home the base runner and Rylan Charles standing at third base. Next pitch, swung on and miss, and now it's quickly 0-2. Bengard getting ahead of Krizik in a lot of these at-bats so far. We expect maybe either a waste pitch or a fastball towards the upper part of the zone here on this next pitch. And it will be a waste pitch with a cutter, 2-seam action.
Yeah, because we talk about waste pitches, but it's a little hard to do when there's a runner on third base. Especially runners are at the corners here. Because if you throw a wild pitch, you don't just let up another run score, you also put the other runner in scoring position.
The next one lined into right. Will that get down? It will. It'll be an RBI for Austin Krizik. Noah Rodriguez goes back to second. He will not try and extend it, as Garcia does have an arm out and right. Either way, now 7-5 is a little 2-out rally here for the Rebels. Results in 2 runs and pulls them back within 2.
And you look at Austin Krizik, both of his singles so far today, you would think pull side, pull side, pull side. No. Both of them down the right field side. Oppo Taco got a couple of RBIs there.
Couple of RBIs, and just like that, that'll be the end of the afternoon for Spencer Bengard. He'll head to the dugout, and there'll be a new arm out on the mound for the Lancers, but not before he gives up 2 and the Rebels pull within 2 here in this bottom half of the 5th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for the Lancers, number 42, Ryan Hernandez. And at the plate for the Rebels, number 14, Cade Higgins.
the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 away here for the Rebel lineup. Now into pitch for the Lancers, Ryan Hernandez, the junior lefty. First pitch thrown here to Cade Higgins, taken for a strike count is 0-1, but Higgins already showed off his power for home run earlier in the game. A home run here if runners on first and second would lead to a 3-run home run, putting the Rebels back in the lead by a score of 8-7. Obviously, that's happy thinking.
And they put him in because 2 left-handed pitchers. It's right now Higgins. Next up is Murphy as he takes a breaking ball for strike 2.
Yeah, you always like to prefer the matchups here, especially with the 2 lefty batters coming up. Higgins looking for something down and in, maybe. Lefties love that pitch to drive out, and that's the one he got from Vanguard. The next one he swung on and just tipped foul.
That looked like it was going to be that middle inside pitch, and it kind of dropped down.
Yeah, it looks like that thing just dropped to the bottom of the zone. He's looking maybe to get a ground ball and not having put something in the air towards that right side as the infield is shifted over towards the right just a little bit. 1-2 count to Higgins. Next pitch taken for a ball, and man, that one was close.
That was very close, and Higgins already struck out looking earlier this game, and I thought that maybe he would probably want to swing at something that's close with 2 strikes, but Higgins was like, you know what, it ain't my pitch, and there's no way it'll be called a strike. If it's a strike, I'll just take it. I'll eat it up.
Yeah, well, that one's fouled off the left-hand side. It looked like almost like a Jack Sellinger type slider there. That thing broke way out, broke all the way back in towards the middle of the plate, and man, that thing was just way too.
And another topic is when Sellinger good to go, because they pitched him a lot of pitches in the last outing.
Averaging out to probably around 80 to 95 pitches as a reliever. Something you usually don't want to see is that next one pops straight up in the air. Home run in the elevator shaft. Will they be able to play it? It is in the Bermuda Triangle, and it will be caught out there in left. And just like that, the Rebels will head back into the dugout and get ready to head back into the infield, but they do score 2 runs and pull themselves in 2.
Their offense is chipping in, and it's a close game right now. 7-5
All
right
right,
now.
fans,
Also,
it's
Rebels
time
are
for
within
the
striking
Raising
distance.
Cane's High
And
Speed
Donovan
Rebel
went to happen.
Challenge.
And the Knights go
Joey
4-1
Acosta played
in
the game
Winnipeg.
earlier,
They
but
are
today we
absolutely
have
dominating right now.
Tyga, who has 15 seconds
I saw like one
to
night
name
bid on the
as
screen.
many items in a
How hard is it for a
If he
night
names
bid to
more than
travel to
Joey,
Winnipeg? Is it
he
like
will
go
win
to
a
another
prize
country?
pack
Yeah,
courtesy of
basically,
Raising
man.
Cane's.
I would not
Here
want
we
to go
go.
to
Your
Winnipeg. A
topic
lot of
is
snow.
movie genres. Ready, set, go, Tyga.
Sports, sci-fi, mystery, horror, comedy, action, romance, scary movies, rated R.
And time is up. Rated R does not count.
Rom-com, action, thriller, horror, mystery, comedy, documentary.
Final score, 7 for Joey, 11 for Tyga. Congratulations. Leading off, number 5, Michael Carpentier.
We bring you back here to the top of the 6th inning. Michael Carpentier facing off against Joey Acosta. As now Ryan Gilder is going to take over the play-by-play analysis.
Oh wow, thank you.
And then I'll be switching over to the color, so you'll get
Yeah, I
to
was
hear his
looking, we were both
melodious
looking at
voice.
each other like we were both like a little bit cuckoo, but now up is Michael Carpentier. Got on with a single earlier, then got nailed out at home probably by about 25, 30 feet.
Yeah, just didn't get there.
Just didn't get there. I mean, it's not really his fault. He got sent home. As there's an equipment little change going on with Jacob Sharp, the back of his catcher's gear got a little snapped off, so they just got to fix that up for him. Have you ever had any equipment issues as a catcher?
Yeah, a couple of times. Mainly it's with the shin guards. Shin guards are always so annoying to put on, especially you put one latch different. It kind of just doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
you know
I umpired and I had to wear the shin guards under, and then there's always like one of them gets like unhinged, and then you have a little clip that's stuck on the back of your leg. It's super uncomfortable. As here's the 0-1. It's a strike on the outside corner. Makes it on 0-2 to Michael Carpentier. Acosta is set with 0-2. Acosta deals. Breaking ball outside. Called a ball.
Yeah, that's 1-2 count here. Carpentier on base all 3 at bats so far in this ball game. A single in the first and then back-to-back walks in the third and fourth.
1-2 count here to Carpentier. Acosta sets, deals, it's outside, taken for a ball. Good eye there by Carpentier to make the count 2-2. Two count. No outs, no one on. Here's the pitch. Away on a breaking ball. Slipped out of Acosta's hand. Now it's a 3-2 count. Acosta is set with the 3-2. He deals. It's a bloop that goes foul down the third base side and keeps the count at 3-2.
3-2 count here. You expect Acosta to come attacking, and probably a fastball. Interested to see where he goes. If this one could go up and in, try and get the swing and the miss on this next pitch.
3-2 count here. 7-5 is the score. Baptist has the lead. There's a hard hit by Carpentier that goes straight to the glove of the left fielder, Austin Krizik, on a line drive, and now retired, the first batter for the Lancers.
Yeah, another hard hit ball by
Next up, number
Carpentier.
1,
Happens
Mitchell
to be
Simon.
right at Krizik, and looked like Costa definitely wanted to go up and in, just kind of left it out over the middle of the plate a little bit. Carpentier did some damage, just not able to get on
Nope,
base.
it's Mitchell Simon, 1 for 2 today with a single and a flyout. First pitch is taken on the outside corner, just outside corner for a ball. Acosta sets, deals the 1-0, and it's going to be a low inside fastball taken for a ball. Now a 2-0 count to Simon. Simon this season leads the team with 14 home runs and 41 RBIs. And also he leads the team in the hit column with 49. Simon's the best all-around hitter of the team. Here's the 2-0, Costa deals. It's a breaking ball, it almost hits him, but it breaks just in time to go in for a ball still, but avoids hitting Simon for the second hit by pitch for Acosta today.
Simon wearing that front face protector there, almost needed it, trying to duck out of the way of that curveball, just didn't break too much.
Acosta deals a 3-0, it's a pop fly. That's called off by Paul Myro in the infield. He has a little bit of trouble with it, but he comes down with it successfully, and that is the second out for the Lancers.
Yeah, Myro battling that sun here.
Now
Just
batting the
right
center
over
fielder,
the canopy
number 3,
where we're
Dusty
sitting.
Garcia.
Definitely really bright, trying to keep it out of the way of his glove, but he makes a nice catch off to his side. Get 2 outs here in this top of the 6th inning.
Now up is Dusty Garcia, the only senior on the starting lineup for today. Garcia hit a moonshot yesterday, but today he's been cooled down with only getting a double compared to the home run. He got thrown out well, he didn't get thrown out, but that was when Carpentier got thrown out at the plate, and then Garcia couldn't go to third.
Yeah, Garcia wasn't able to advance to third.
There's 0-1, Acosta deals. Outside, called a ball. 1-1 count to Garcia.
Garcia showing off his defensive prowess really in this game. His last at bat, he was able to hit a double as well. The senior for this team trying to spark some offense here for the Lancers to extend their lead.
There's the 1-1, Acosta deals. It's going to be a foul ball that goes into the protective netting and makes the count 1-2 to Garcia. One and 2 count to Garcia with 2 outs here. In the top of the 6th inning, score is 7-5 in favor of the Lancers. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball that's hit over to the right side. Fielded by Murphy, throws over to first. And it's a box throw that Charles is unable to catch, and a miscommunication there leads to a error that reaches Garcia over to second, and Donovan's eyes dropped and his mouth open.
Yeah, that is not a good play by Murphy there. I mean,
It's
a routine ground
Jake
ball, and playing from
Skipworth.
second base, you at least have to make sure you get the ball there in the air, and just kind of short hops Rylan Charles Another thing to mention, Rylan Charles, not the usual first baseman. It's really, you'd rather prefer him to get something up to his chest, and Murphy kind of tried to maybe be a little bit too fancy there.
There's two parts to that. One, was it a good throw? No. But was it a catchable throw? Yes. I felt like it was at least catchable as the first pitch is taken for a ball by Skipworth.
As a first baseman, you'd rather have that ball bounce a little bit up in front of you if it's
than
going
a
to.
short hop.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't blame Charles as much there. Murphy tried to be a little bit too fancy with his
I
side
agree.
arm over to first base. Just get the ball picked up, throw it regularly, get that ball over.
Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball on the high outside corner to Skipworth. Skipworth in his last at bat struck out. He's over 2 today. Acosta set for Ryan on second, looks at second, deals to the plate. Give me a foul ball. Oh, so close to going over that canopy to it.
We're going to get it eventually.
We'll get one eventually. I don't know if it will be here, but it'll go here eventually. One and two count here. Runner on second is Garcia after he got on with an error by Brady Murphy. Now here's the 1-2. Garcia's at second. Acosta deals. It's inside changeup taken for a ball to make the count 2-2. Two and two count here. The Skipworth. Deuces are wild with a runner on second here. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss by Skipworth. And a little bit of adversity, but Acosta's able to get out of the inning unscathed, keep the score at 7-5. We'll be right back after the music for the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hey fans, we love it when our youth teams come out to support UNLV baseball. If you have a group that would like to join us this season, just call 702-739-FANS and we can make it happen. Leading off the 6th for the Hustlin Rebels, second baseman, number 4, Braden Murphy.
Now to start the bottom of the 7th inning, bottom of the 6th inning, Braden Murphy. Last at bat, he flew out to center field. First pitch to Murphy. The fastball taken for a strike on outside corner.
Yeah, Murphy so far in this game 0 for 2 with a ground out to the shortstop and a fly out to center field. He'd like to get the Rebels in business here for a leadoff base runner.
Hernandez on that 1-1, sets, deals. Just give me a fastball on the low outside corner, just a little too low, taken for a ball.
Yeah, if I'm Murphy here, I'm looking for something over the heart of the plate that I can hit back up the middle, try and avoid the infielders on the left and right side.
Here's the 1-1. Hernandez deals. It's a breaking ball that swung and missed up by Murphy to make it 1-2. A 1-2 count here to Braden Murphy. Seven to 5 the score here at Early Wilson Stadium in favor of the Lancers. 1-2 count here, no outs. Murphy hits it over to right field, and it's going to be fielded right at the warning track by the right fielder of the Lancers, Dusty Garcia.
Yeah, and you can't ask for anything more than that
number
from Murphy.
23,
I mean, he
Paul
absolutely crushed that
Myro,
baseball
the
right on
fourth.
the line. Just sometimes you get unlucky. The game of inches really in baseball.
So I always like to do a little dad joke whenever Paul Myro comes up late in the game. What do you like to call this at bat if you had to name in any of the movies?
I gotta say The Empire Strikes Back.
Well,
right?
Strikes Back. I mean, what did he do earlier to strike back with? First pitch taken
I'm
for a
thinking
ball.
about maybe just answering back for the Lancers. A couple of runs here. Solo shot here and puts the Rebels within 1.
So what are the other names of the movies that you can compare it to?
Man.
Here's the one.
Force Awakens,
The
maybe?
Force Awakens.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, shouldn't a solo shot be called Rogue One?
That movie sucked though, so I mean.
Well.
It did.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm a
here's
huge
the
Star Wars
1-1.
fan. I hate that movie.
Breaking ball, taken. That was a little close.
That was
With a
close.
little
That
over the strike
was-
zone. It was like a roller coaster, you know? Like the strike zone was a roller coaster. The track went right over.
Yeah.
Looked like it was a strike at the end, but
Yeah, that strike zone looks like a roller coaster.
now here's a 2-1. Barrow takes the ball in the high outside corner. That I did not have to worry about saying was the ball. That was nowhere near the strike.
If you would have rung him up on that pitch, I would have had to have a serious conversation.
Well, you can't ring someone up with one strike. So
Yeah.
now here's the 3-1. Hernandez deals. Is taken for a strike on the inside corner. Now it's a full count here. Now at the full count, let's see where the force takes us. Palmyra up the bat. Hernandez
Where's
has
Luke
his
when you need
pitch.
him?
Winds up, deals, breaking ball that Myro just chops into his own dugout on the first base side and keeps the count at 3-2. But also, like, you have all the jokes coming for you, like when you have all those walk-up songs of superheroes.
Yeah, it really
It's
does.
like you want it. Now here's the 3-2, a breaking ball high and outside, and Paul Myro is now the rogue one on the bases.
Huge
Now that
opportunity
right
here
fielder, number 35, Jason
for Jason Sharman to get another base hit here and advance Myro up into scoring position.
Up is Jay Sharman, has a single so far today. Hernandez set, looks over to first, goes to the plate. The high inside breaking ball doesn't really cut in time, and it's called a ball. Now, I've not seen any pickoff moves by Hernandez yet, but it is a left-handed pitcher with a runner on first. 1-0. Hernandez deals a breaking ball on the outside corner, strike one. 1-1 count here to Sharman. Hernandez sets, looks over to first, goes to the plate, and this is a breaking ball that almost hit Sharman, but it just doesn't skin him, and it's going to be a ball, so it's 2-1 now.
I mean, it almost hits him, but at the same time, that thing broke a lot. That
Yeah.
almost caught it back inside the strike zone. He
I couldn't
turns
tell if it
it.
was going to hit the zone or hit the jersey of Sharman on the break. There's the 2-1. Hernandez looks over to first, deals to the plate, and a swing and a miss by Sharman to make the count 2-2.
Even count here. As Hernandez is looking to try and get back into this at bat and just get the second out of the inning here and not have to worry as much about Myro sitting on first base.
Now 2-2 count. Hernandez set, deals to the plate. This is going to be a foul ball down the first base side.
First base coach had to get out of the way of that one, jumping over that line
yeah.
drive. Get the hops.
Now it's a 2-2 count for Sharman. Hernandez set, Myro very shortly at first. Hernandez deals to the plate. It's hit hard, but straight to the shortstop. It might be a double play, and it is in time to throw by the shortstop, Josh Pino, to record a double play on the line drive out by Sharman. That was just an unfortunate event there for the Hustlin Rebels.
Yeah, an unfortunate event there. It looked like Myro definitely froze on the line drive. He had just already started to get such a big secondary, he couldn't get back in time. A nice try there by Pino to get that guy back at first base. A nice catch as well as that line drive kind of looped over towards him, but the Rebels won't get anything done here in that inning.
We'll get anything done. 7-5 score. We'll be right back for the top of the 7th inning on the Sky and Gray Free Press right after this public service announcement and some music.
One love.
We were in like the middle of nowhere on our way to Dallas. Yeah. Like one of the only options. Small town we stopped at.
Leading off the 7th for the Lancers, designated hitter number 12, Cole Howarth.
Now up is Cole Howarth. Has a single so far today. He's still pitching as Acosta. I feel like he's been doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, Acosta after that first inning definitely started to lock in. Howard so far though, a double, a walk, and a single. And in each of his at-bats, he's come around to score, so a big batter here.
As the first pitch is a swing and a miss by Howarth. Acosta is set with the 0-1. Deals. It's going to be a ball low and inside. Now it's a 1-1 count to Howarth.
Howarth looking to get the Lancers on base in the first batter of the inning. And putting a lot of pressure on Acosta to make sure that he's throwing strikes the rest of the way.
1-1 count. Acosta deals. It's a hard hit. Up center field. Pivot toes. Tracking it deep. He has a read on it and he makes the catch about 10 feet in front of the warning track to retire the first out of Howarth.
Yeah, just a really deep ballpark as early
Now
Wilson
batting
towards
number
center
8,
field, and even if
Josh
the ball
Pino.
travels out to the wall, it's got to clear that fence. That's about maybe 15 feet high,
Yeah.
so a real tough job to do that, but that thing was close. A nice shot out to the center.
Now up is Peno as he takes the first strike. Josh Peno so far today got hit by the pitch in the last at-bat by Acosta. Here's 0-1. Acosta sets, deals, and takes the ball just outside to make the count 1-1.
Yeah, and a second to last at bat had a 2 RBI double that would put the Lancers in a lead 4-3 back in the 4th inning.
There's the 1-1. Acosta is set. He deals, and it's a swing and a miss on the breaking ball by Pena. Really good job by Acosta with the breaking ball there, switching up his speeds.
Yeah, it's really good varying his pitches, making sure that the Lancers aren't going to be able to time any of his stuff, at least time it up real well as he's changing those pitches constantly.
Here's the 1-2. Acosta deals. Fastball low and outside, hit high over to that triangle between right field, second, and first, and it's going to be fielded by the right fielder, Sharman, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Yeah, another nice job there, varying the pitches.
Now batting
Got him
number 10,
got Pino a
Matthew
little
Dar.
late there in that fastball on the outside corner, got him to pop up to Sharman. Now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning.
Now you got a pinch hitter with Matthew Dar coming up bat. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Acosta deals, and it's taken for a strike.
And Dar also had an RBI single since coming in back in the 4th inning. So it's part of that huge 5-run inning for the Lancers.
Here's 1 count. Acosta deals. It's a line drive that goes foul down the first base side. It makes it now 0-2 count to Dar.
I would take him.
0-2 count here to Matthew Dar. Score is 7-5 here in the top of the 7th inning. Lancers have a 2-run lead with 0-2 count here. No one on base with Dar up to bat. Acosta deals, the 0-2 pitch to right up the middle for a single by Dar. Now continue the inning for the Lancers.
Yeah, now Dar 2 for 3 since coming into the ballgame. Just a nice job there, stroking that one right back up the middle.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, CJ Maciel.
Now up is pinch hitter CJ Maciel. Played a little bit yesterday, got a stolen base in the double steal where he did with Ostrander. First pitch is a swing and a miss by Maciel. One count here to Maciel.
So far, Maciel batting 200 on the season.
Acosta deals a bunt attempt that he pulls back on because almost hit him, makes the count 1-1. One count here to Maciel. Acosta comes set. He deals a 1-1 and it's taken for a strike on the low inside corner for a strike.
And it looked like there It sounded like, I should say, the disagreement from these Lancer fans that are in attendance so far this afternoon. Didn't think that
Yeah, because today it's a close one. 2-run game here, 7-5 to score. Here's the 1-2. Runner is going. It's a swing and a miss by Maciel. The runner moving of Dar is not important, and that will end the top of the 7th inning. Score is still 7-5. We'll be right back after the 7th inning stretch.
All right, fans, you know what time it is. Up out of your seats. It's the 7th inning stretch, so let's sing along to Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Please. Now pitching for CBU, number 41, Jacob Wilson. Leading off the 7th for the Rebels, center fielder number 22, Alex Pimentel.
Alex Pimentel just off the bottom of the 7th inning. The first pitch is a rip down the third base line. That's caught by the third baseman there, Mitchell Simon. Unbelievable catch.
Next up,
nice job there by Pimentel. You can't ask for much more than that. Just a nice jumping leap there at third base, and Rebels already have one away here at the bottom of the 7th.
One out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Really good job there. Gain contact on his Pimentel, just the line out. And now up is Ryan Charles batting in that number 2 role. As they take ball 1. 1-0 count here to Charles. There's a 1-0. It's a bunt that, oh my goodness, it went back like about 50 feet. I thought it was going to be that perfect thing. That was the perfect opportunity for us to get a foul ball. It was over the protective netting. I thought that would go under the canopy. I thought that was the one for us, but no, it goes to the security guards at the front. 1-0 count here to Charles. Sharp is up next, but the 1-1 fouled off. Makes it now 1-2.
Charles so far today has had a nice just day at the ballpark. 2 singles and a walk.
1-2 count here. Charles. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a ball. Makes it now a 2-2 count. And Donovan just in pure shock right now.
Yeah. Oh, Winnipeg cuts the lead down to 2. It's 4-2.
Well, you know what happens?
I cry.
Well, 2-2 count here. The Charles. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball that does go fair, and this one goes to Charles' side. He's rounding the second. He'll get the second. Is he going to go 3? Yes, he is. He's rounding the third. He's going to get there with ease. He slides, but he didn't even need to. And that's a 1-out triple for Ryan Charles.
Now 1-out triple for Charles. Charles, that thing was absolutely
Now at
ripped
the
out
plate,
the
number
first
5,
baseline,
Jacob
just
Sharp.
over the first base bag, and it trails all the way into the far right field corner. And Charles got some wheels. He turns second base and gets to third base easy. Like you said, didn't even need to slide. Just did a little be an extra offense to get the uniform dirty, like you said. A 1-out triple, and the Rebels only down by 2 here could make it 1.
But right now, if you could have anyone on this Hustlin Rebel lineup up right now, it would be Jacob Sharp, because he has that pop that could get the Rebels the game tied right now as he takes a foul ball on the first pitch.
Yeah, Sharp so far.
Also, the pitch right now is Jacob Wilson for CBU. I don't think I mentioned that yet. I know you were trying to have me mention that. So here's the 0-1. It's taken for a strike. Now 0-2 count to Sharp.
Yeah, Sharp leading the team with 7 home runs. A home run here would make his 31st RBI of the season, as he already had one earlier with his sacrifice fly. Or his fielder's choice, I should say.
0-2 count here to Sharp. Wilson sets, goes to the plate. It's a little dribbler that will be close to going foul, but it stays fair, and Sharp will be able to get the first one, an infield single, because Wilson tried to wait for the ball to go foul.
Yeah, he tried to wait for it to go foul, but the grass just kind of killed it, and it rolled along the side of the grass, and the run comes to score, and now with only 1 out, Jacob Sharp also on the base pass. Just an insane little sequence there for the Rebels.
We expected Sharp to bring in a run by hitting the ball about 400 feet farther than that, but hey, a run gets brought in. That's all that matters for the Hustlin Rebels.
The Rebels will take it, the fans will take it. Now they're only down by 1 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Not all the fans will take it. There's a lot of Lancer fans here today at the ballpark. But both games really good. I mean, I know yesterday was a blowout, but there was a lot of just weird things that happened in yesterday's game, like a home run that got
UNLV,
deflected.
6,
Almost,
Noah
the home run was going out.
Rodriguez.
It got deflected by the top of the wall, stayed in. It used to be if you hit the yellow, it's a home run, but it's not like that anymore. And then also 6 straight strikeouts, a career day for Liam Rocha for yesterday. Great game yesterday for the Lancers, but today is a pretty evenly matched game, 7-6. Rebels have a runner on first here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Noah Rodriguez takes a ball. The single in his last at bat, perfectly executed hit and run for an RBI single in his last at bat.
Yeah, Rodriguez just coming through with those clutch hits all season long when they've needed him to, and he just proves to be a useful asset to this Rebel lineup. Because the first pitch is taken for a strike, or third pitch is taken.
Well, taken for a ball. I looked at the same thing as you there. Now 2-0 counter to Noah Rodriguez, and what I like about Noah Rodriguez, he's a very coachable player. He can do exactly what you want on the field. Now here's the 2-0 taken. Now it's a 3-0 count here to Rodriguez. This is where I definitely give the hold.
Definitely are not swinging anything here if you're Rodriguez. Doesn't matter if it's right or right. It's going to be interesting to see as a freshman, does he take that advice or does he try and go out on his own?
Now here's the 3-0. It's a fastball. It doesn't really matter. Nowhere near the plate. It's now a ball 4, and now runners are at
Next up,
first
number
and
47,
second.
Austin Krizik.
Now up is Austin Krizik. So far today, he got 2 singles, and both of them over down the right field line.
Yeah, definitely pushing that ball out towards right field. Not usually something you see, especially in his scouting report. But this is another guy, a lot of power and a lot of possibility here. A home run hit puts the Rebels up by 2 runs going to the top of the 8th inning.
Now Krizik is up, runners on first and second. Wilson deals. Low fastball taken for a ball.
And it seems like Wilson here didn't build up that just rapport with this umpire so far. It seemed like Bengard had really done that, maybe would have gotten those calls, but so far Wilson struggling to find the strike zone.
Now here's the 1-0. Wilson looks over his second, deals to the plate. A breaking ball cuts in for a strike. What do I count here to Krizik?
Krizik's going to expect a heavy dose of those off-speed pitches here in this at-bat.
Now Wilson sets, looks over the second. Long hold, goes to the plate, and it's going to be a high inside fastball taken for a ball.
6 straight balls now. Or sorry,
Oh,
6 of
strike.
7 pitches.
Yeah, there's a
Balls.
strike here. Want to make sure I was keeping score right, Donovan. Runners on first and second, 1 out here for Krizik. 7-6 to score. Lancers have a 1-run lead as there's a swing and a miss by Krizik to make the count 2-2 here. And I always like to say this during games, but this is big who can keep their cool at bat here.
Yeah, it seems like Wilson right here. He's gotten 2 strikes with the slider. We'll see if he goes back to it.
Wilson looks over a second, deals to the plate, just outside on a breaking ball. Check swing by Krizik is not ahead of the plate, and it's a 3-2 count. A full count here for Austin Krizik, and a huge at bat here. That could change a lot of momentum based on what the result is of this at bat. The full count pitch. Wilson deals to the plate, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and that will strike out Krizik and bring up Cade Higgins with 2 outs here. Runners on first and second, and we got a pitching change.
That'll change it here for the matchup, I believe.
Yeah, because you don't want to be messing around. You're facing Cade Higgins. He already has a home run today. Don't want to mess around.
Don't be fooled by that music. Paul Myro is not coming up. He did not change his song mid-game.
Well, it's a little bit different. They do the enemy, the Empire one. We have some time to look around the scoreboard. Let's look at every single sport here. Basketball's also in playoffs right now, and the Suns look like they're going to take that series against the Clippers. They won today by 12 points, have a 3-1 lead there. And Philadelphia 76ers are advancing to the second round of the playoffs after sweeping the Brooklyn Nets. And oh my God, that Brooklyn team, it seemed like they had a championship just waiting for them, and they just were unable to. They had too much star power, not enough chemistry.
Yeah, they didn't really have much chemistry at all. Everybody kind of wanted the ball in that team, and between Harden, Durant, and Irving, they couldn't really do that. Now Kevin Durant goes to the Suns. He has that 3-1 lead over the Clippers, and he's really improved that team overall. They've lost 1 game with him in the starting lineup so far.
Yeah, because you can have all the great players that you want, but the problem is that if they don't have good chemistry, it doesn't matter how good they are. And that's in sports, especially like baseball and basketball. If they don't have good chemistry, you can't really win. But the LeBron's able to win championships because he has good chemistry with the players that he plays with, not just because he plays with all-stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I think
now
somebody
pitching
like
for
Tom
the
Brady as
Lancers,
well,
number
taking that
27,
lesser
Brandon
contract
Ross.
to make sure that chemistry
And
is
now
there.
batting for UNLV, number 14,
Other people get paid while he doesn't, but
Higgins.
he won so many Super Bowls, you can't remember.
Now up is Cade Higgins. Let's see who the pitcher is for the Lancers. It's a little hard. They don't have their number on the front, it looks like, today. It's only on the back, so after the pitch, I'll be able to see the number. Higgins is up. Runners on first and second. With 2 outs, the first pitch is taken outside.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's Jared Villalobos, I believe. The only other left-handy it looks like in their bullpen.
Let me see. Jared Villalobos with the 1-0. It's hit a little dribbler over to second, and it will be an out recorded by the second baseman. That's not McGuire anymore, it's Maciel, because they had a little change earlier in the game. Score is still 7-6 in favor of the Lancers, but close one going into the 8th inning. We'll be right back after this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, earlier today we gave you all a trivia question to ponder, and now it's time to find out the answer. The question was, how many runs score on a grand slam? All of you should know this. The correct answer is B, 4. Many of you submitted a correct answer, but only one of you is the lucky winner, and that is Ruben Hernandez. Congratulations, Ruben Hernandez. Meet us at the top of the stairs by the press box to claim your prize. Congratulations, Ruben Hernandez.
Now we're off to the top of the 8th inning. Joey Acosta still on the bump, done pretty good work
Yeah,
since he's come in.
Pretty good work
Leading
from
off the
Acosta
eighth
ever
for
since
the
that
Lancers,
first
number
inning that he
15,
came in.
Garrett
Other than that, he's
Ostrander.
been really good about limiting base runners and limiting the Lancer chances, and that has given the UNLV Hustlin Rebels a lot of opportunities to come back into this game, making it a one-run ball game.
That was Garrett Ostrander as the first pitch is taken for a strike, and got a little bit of airplanes ahead of us. And one thing I gotta ask is, if the new stadium comes in for the A's, is that an issue? There's
I don't think so. I mean, based on the location of it, the UNLV is definitely a further part away from it. I mean,
they're not far away. I mean, it's like a mile or two.
further.
Nothing crazy.
I think we'll be perfect fine. Also, we'll be partially retractable, so I think that'll definitely sound out most of it too. Still an exciting prospect of finally having a major league team here in Las Vegas.
Now, of course, I did a little bit of research because I'm a sports journalist, and another stadium that's close to an airport, Seattle. We don't worry about the planes that often because what they have is they have technology to limit the sound of the planes using their retractable roof. They're just like what they said here is that they might use a retractable roof as there's a ball taken.
I feel like it's going to be a lot closer to Seattle's ballpark than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it's a partially retractable roof. It's not fully retractable, but still, it's something that's.
And also,
especially in
I think that T-Mobile Park's one of the best stadiums in baseball because there's a foul ball off the protected netting. But another factor about it is that they changed the sound from the PA and from the music to be louder than the planes coming in and coming out, so you don't hear it unless if there's nothing else going on. So that's something that they do at the stadium over there. Now here's the 1-2 count, breaking ball, strike 3 on a swing and a miss.
You ever think that that's like a job for somebody to make call-in planes
Next
coming in?
up,
Somebody
number
with
5,
binoculars, there's
Michael
one coming,
Carpentier.
and then there's.
Well, it probably is like they go through air traffic control when there's planes coming in. It's probably not that difficult to do. Because there's a pitching change going to be made for the Hustlin Rebels. Good outing today by Joey Acosta, and I feel like he should get a nice standing ovation from the Rebel faithful, and don't really hear much yet.
I'm not sure. I don't think that many of them know if he's coming out yet or not, and now he is.
And now you get it. Now coming in the pitches, Jack Sellinger, and he pitched a lot of pitches in his last outing.
Yeah, a lot of pitches in his last outing. That was just this past Sunday where he threw 80 to 90 pitches in a relief appearance. It's very interesting to see him out here.
And how many days ago was that again, Donovan?
Let me think. 1, 2, 5.
Okay.
Taking the mound for the
5
Rebels,
days.
number 21, Jack
He's good to go.
Sellinger.
Yeah, I think you might need an extra little day's rest.
I think he's good to go today. So. I mean, MLB players that throw their arms out, they're good to go in 5 days. I think Sellinger's good to go.
Still, just an interesting prospect. 90 pitches, and then right again, it's like, all right, we're back at it. Sellinger, especially 90 pitches while giving up a total of 5 runs. And a heartbreaking loss at the Rebels' face against the San Jose Storm.
But another thing that's crazy about where T-Mobile Park is in Seattle is that how close it is to Seattle where the Seahawks play. The parking there is a little interesting because you're like, where are you gonna park, in the water? Like,
well, I feel like that's gonna be the same way it is here. There might not be any water, but I mean,
there's desert.
Yeah, go ahead and park in the desert, guys.
But compared to like the water, it's like it's a little difficult to try to find somewhere to park sometimes over there, and it was a really difficult project for them to make. But I feel like Seattle did a great job with that project, and I feel like Las Vegas will do a great job with the A's. And I mean, there's a lot of talk from both sides that Oakland didn't want the A's back, or Oakland did want them. I just don't know how you could lose all 3 like major sports teams in
At the plate, number
the last
5,
5
Michael
years
Carpentier.
with the Raiders, Warriors, and the Raiders.
You gotta feel for
and
this.
the A's.
For the Oakland faithful that actually have been going to those games for as long as they can remember, it really is kind of heartbreaking to see. But on the same side of it, there's Oakland fans who are upset about it happening when they haven't attended a game in how long?
Yeah. Well, the first pitch is taken for a strike. And we've actually talked to some Oakland A's fans, and if you want to see it, it's on the Scarlet and Gray Free Press on the article that's coming out on Monday. So go to your local newsstand at UNLV as the ball's taken for a ball by Carpentier. There's an article that yours truly actually wrote on the move and talked to a lot of different people, media, and people that were actually from Oakland in that Northern California area about the move. So definitely check that out as the 1-1 is grounded over to Myro. Myro's in trouble with it, and he's not able to throw it over to first. Now it'll be an error on Cole Myro.
4th error of the weekend for Myro, and he also had a questionable one earlier that I believe may have been called an error too. So 4 to 5 errors in 2 games. You don't want to see that.
Next up, number 1, Mitchell Simon.
And that's kind of like one of those plays where you look at it. It's like one of the fundamental plays where you make a little triangle. Okay, you make one. And wherever the triangle is where your glove should be. And his glove looked like it was way too close to his body. It should have been out a little bit more.
Yeah, and also...
As the first pitch to Simon's a strike or a swinging miss.
Yeah, you think about that play there, though. He should be coming up on that ball. It's just kind of a low... No hops, really. It's kind of skidding along the grass. He comes in and picks that ball before it gets to the dirt. Doesn't take that hop.
Now Salinger on the 0-1. A swing and a miss by Simon. And I know he had a good first 2 pitches here, but it's definitely concerning having a runner on base with Simon pitching, because Simon, his production when there's a runner on base versus not having a runner on base, it changes.
Yeah, it changes drastically, actually, as the next pitch comes in here. Swing and a miss.
Slider, strike 3, and Salinger had us zipped it up.
Salinger's able to start having that consistency with runners on base as well. That's when he can become just that really elite reliever coming out of the UNLV bullpen.
Now 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs with a runner on first, and the runner on first is Carpentier with Garcia up to bat. He got on last time by an error. First pitch is a swing and a miss on a dirty slider that
Give him the sword.
The Donovan had a nice reaction too. 0-1 count here. Salinger looks over to first, deals to the plate. Another slider, swing and a miss. And Garcia looks like he is miles away from this baseball.
Yeah, it looks like he keeps thinking that pitch is going to break towards the strike zone. It goes into the other batter's box, and that's 2 swords in a row.
Here's 0-2. Another slider high.
And that's the one he took there, and that one was the closest one to the strike zone there's been.
Yeah, I mean, what I like a lot is if, like, let's see, like, if he could do, like, a 2-seamer cut inside. That would be so dirty. Now the 1-2. Salinger deals to the plate. A slider cuts into the plate. Bing bong. Front door. Strike 3 looking for Garcia. Salinger 3 strikeouts. Keeps the Rebels within 1 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be right back right after this Water Smart public service announcement plays.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in to pitch for California Baptist, number 17, Luis Becerra. And now batting for the Rebels, number 4, Braden Murphy.
Now up at the bottom of the 8th inning, Braden Murphy. And the first pitch is taken for a ball outside. Now Murphy does a really good job getting on base, being one of the spark plug utility players for this Hustlin Rebels team.
Yeah, when he's at his best, he's able to make sure that he's getting on almost every at bat.
On the 1-0, it's flied foul. It's gonna be a tough play at third base. It's an unbelievable attempt by the third baseman Simon, just unable to make the diving play on foul ground. will make the count 1-1, but really good effort there by Simon.
Yeah, really good effort there by Simon. Tries to dive and just couldn't get it there, but literally just a game of inches, as we mentioned.
Oh, yeah. There's the 1-1. It's going to go outside on a breaking ball that keeps the count at 2-1 here for Murphy. Two-1 count. Comes a pitch. Murphy fouls it up, and it's going to go foul out of play. Makes the count 2-2.
2-2 count. Murphy trying to get the leadoff runner on board. I mean, the Rebels would like to score maybe 2 runs here and then not have to worry about anything. Shut it down the top of the ninth.
Yeah, and the Lancers have a freshman, Luis Becerra. Well, here's the 3-2. Here's the 2-2 taken, making the count 3-2. Full count here to Murphy. And oh my, Donovan starting to get a little jittery right here. 3-2 count. It's not a foul ball, but the Winnipeg Jets just scored another goal to make it within 1.
Yep, 4-3 game. Power play goal for the
With
Jets.
just under 6 minutes to go in the game. Plenty of time here, Donovan, for the Jets to get a lead here. Here's a full count. It's a base hit right at the middle. It's going to be caught, actually, by the center fielder, Drumzell.
Next
Great
up, number
contact there. Went
23,
right to it.
Paul Myro, the 4th.
But what do you think about the Winnipeg Jets on the power play there scoring?
Yeah, it was a bad penalty they gave up. You can't give it up a penalty that late in the game, and they made them pay for it.
Because you're going to get another man advantage for Winnipeg because they're going to go empty net at some point if there's an opportunity to.
Definitely a chance for Winnipeg to tie this game up.
As Myro enters the game and takes a ball. 1-0 count here, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Rebels are down by 1 run. With Paul Myro up. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a ball low and outside. Now a 2-0 count. Count here to Myro. Becerra deals. It's going to be a strike on the outside corner, makes the count 2-1. Two and one count here to Myro. Becerra deals. It's a swing and a miss by Myro on the changeup that Myro's whiffed on like it was a fastball, and now it's a 2-2 count to Myro. The 2-2. Myro hits it off to the right side. It's going to sneak in for a base hit, and that'll be a single for Paul Myro to make a runner on first here for Jason Sharman.
Yeah, Sharman comes up now with a runner on and tying run on first base. You want to try and get him all the way into scoring position. Once he gets to scoring position, something in the outfield will bring him around to score and tie up this ballgame.
Myro at first. Here comes the first pitch to Sharman. It's going to be a grounder right up the middle. It's going to sneak in for a base hit between the second baseman and shortstop. Myro goes to third, and he's going to get there safely. Runners are at the corners of 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning.
What a shot there by Sharman. Just a great job. Reads that first pitch and shoots it right back up the middle. And what base running there by Myro to recognize that center fielder isn't coming in too hard. He has the opportunity to extend it all the way to third base, and he does so. Now runners at the corners, but it looks like here that Myro going to take a little bit of a break, not sure.
Oh, yeah. Getting a little breather after running 180 feet there.
A little bit concerned there that he was hurt, but it doesn't look like anything's too bad.
Jay Sharman, 2 base hits today. Very good outing from him so far. And that brings up Alex Pimentel after the pitching change that was made by the Lancers. Well, during this pitching change, it's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the Golden Knights versus Winnipeg Jets. It's a close one here, Donovan.
Really close nail biter here. Didn't need to be, but that's how we are. Knights have had their chances in the last couple of minutes to extend this back to a 2-goal lead. They haven't been able to, though.
But it's looking good for the Golden Knights with 3 minutes to go. I mean, they're having pretty good control of the puck, correct?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Well, right now they
Right
are.
now they are, yes.
I mean, they weren't for a little bit, but like now they don't.
Yeah. Now they turned it over, and now that's going to be a.
Don't worry, it's not a high sticking.
Yeah. Yeah. The Kings did get away with one there last night when they went up 2-1 on the Edmonton Oilers, but I guess you'll take it whatever way you can get it.
Because about two and a half minutes to go in the Winnipeg game, like they're gonna have to pull the goalies.
I believe as soon as I get the puck back here after this offensive zone shift from the Golden Knights, it will be when Connor Hellebuyck will head to the bench. About now, probably. He's still not going to the bench, still remaining in his net.
I mean, we can't technically do play-by-play of it, but we can just talk about what's going on.
Number 13, Seth Matix. And now batting number 22, Alex Pimentel.
Seth Matix comes into the game, sophomore right-hander. The runners at the corners. We got two amazing games going on right now. We got the Hustlin Rebels runners at the corners of one out here, and the 2 minutes left in the Vegas Golden Knights versus Winnipeg Jets all the way over there in Winnipeg, Canada. Now Maddox deals his first pitch to Pimentel. It's going to be fouled off.
I mean, you really don't want anybody else in the lineup up right now when Paul Myro's on base. Pimentel second overall in the team with 30 RBIs entering this game and has a chance to extend it here.
There's 0-1. Maddox set. Goes to the plate. It's going to be taken for a strike, and there's still a lot of moving parts that you could have right now because you have at first base Sharman, and he hasn't stolen a base yet. This could be the time to do it because if you look at this right now, if you get a runner to second, you could get 2 runs in with one swing of a bat if you get Sharman over to second. But it's another 2 count here to Pimentel. It's a breaking ball taken for a ball. Pimentel today is 0 for 3, but 2 line drives.
Yeah, he's made hard contact so far, and this is where you need him to step up and shoot something into the outfield grass and tie this ball game up. Perhaps advance that runner to third base that's standing on first right now. And Jason Sharman.
Here's the 1-2 count. Sharman at first, Myro at third. Here comes the pitch. It's a ground ball right up the middle. Myro's stuck in a pickle. Myro's got to stay in this for a while. He's going to get tagged out, but he does let Sharman advance over to third. So now runners are going to stay at the corners, but now with 2 outs instead of 1. And questionable base running there by Myro, going a little too far out, but he kind of got caught in a pickle there. That's why he got caught.
I actually don't mind that because they had a chance to turn 2 there.
Yeah,
if he would have turned back and thrown to second, got the guy at the first. So actually, Myro there, maybe it was a base running mistake, maybe not. Either way, it allows the Rebels to stay.
Because what you could also see is like, okay, what if they don't get the double play? Then Myro's run scores. So there's a lot of factors there, but I think both teams would take that. How that went down, I feel like both teams would take it. Here's Ryan Charles comes up the bat, takes the first pitch for a ball, but yeah, I mean, it definitely could have been a double play ball there, but I mean, a lot of double plays over this weekend have not gone the way of either team, so we'll see here. Bases and runners at the corners. Here's a pitch by Maddox. It's going to be a breaking ball away to Charles, makes it now a 2-0 count. Count to from Maddox over to Charles. Runners at the corners here. Pimentel on first, and Sharman at third, and strike number 1 on one taken by Charles, and Donovan's literally irking right now next to me because the Winnipeg Jets have just come back and tied up the game with 21 seconds left. And good luck on that one, Donovan.
Yeah.
But it's here. It's a 2-1 count to Charles. Runners at the corners. Charles hit the ground ball over the short. Oh! By the shortstop, KO! And it's going to be runners at the corners. Oh, wait! Charles gets thrown out at first. Music will stop. Score is tied. The run will score, but Charles gets thrown out. Second time getting thrown out at first. And instead of having runners at the corners, a pivotal mistake by Charles, getting a little too greedy, taking too many extra steps, after advancing from first base, bites him, and it's going to be now a 7-7 game going into the 9th inning. Whoa!
Something you didn't really expect there.
Just because I have the beach right next to my backyard.
New city or town every week. It'd be cool to experience different places all the time.
I never want to leave the city or town that I was born in. I like Las Vegas. And
What
I
a
travel
series of
every single
events.
week.
Golden Knights give up a goal, then the Lancers give up an error. But also, the Golden Knights are going to head into overtime with an extra man. Now Salinger's entering the game for his for the back end of his first inning of work and for second inning of work.
Defensive change for the Rebels. Now at second base, number 3, Gianni Horvat.
Now a little bit of a lineup change. They put Horvat at third and then put Noah Williams at second. And I like this move because, I mean, I think Horvat deserves an extra chance here, and also I feel like Noah Rodriguez has done a good enough job to stay in the game. I didn't want them to take out Rodriguez because I feel like Rodriguez has done a really good job when he's been in the game so far today. Here's the first pitch by Sellinger. It's going to be a breaking ball that's just inside. Called a ball. Another one of those taken for a ball. It's a 2-0 count.
And right here, you need Sellinger just to kind of just relax, make sure you get those first couple of outs. They're so crucial here in the top of the 9th inning.
2-0 count here. The Ostrander. And check that Skip Worth is taken for a ball. No, a 3-0 count.
I wonder if there's a discussion in the Lancer dugout about make sure you're taking till you get a strike, because a lot of these pitches aren't there, but he was getting a lot of commitments early.
Absolutely. If the 3-0 is called a strike, I agree with that. Hey, just wait till Sellinger throws you a strike. It might look like a strike at the beginning, but most of the time it isn't. There's the 3-1. Sellinger deals. And it's taken for a strike. Fastball sharp right down the middle, quite frankly. Now it's a full count. Sellinger's got himself back in, and now that slider is really deadly here. Here's the full count pitch. Slider taken for ball 4. A little bit low.
Yeah, Sellinger does a good job to fight back into the count, but putting yourself in a 3-0 hole is kind of hard to fight back from, and now a leadoff runner for the Lancers.
Up is Cole Howarth. Got a single earlier in the 5th inning. Since then, just a fly out to center field.
Pinch running at first base, number 20, Marty Munoz.
Now pinch running is Marty Munoz. Definitely want to get that extra speed with no outs here, but Sellinger, you already know he has that long release over to the plate, and a lot of people could steal off of him even though he's a lefty. Now Sellinger looks over to first, slides up to the plate, and a high slider taken for a ball. And I'll say one thing, it's definitely to have the Hustlin Rebels bullpen moving, because you already know runners on base, it's a little bit more difficult for Sellinger. As one of those fouled off on a bunt, if Howarth was able to pull back, that could have hit him.
Yeah, that would have hit him. It looked like they kind of angled his body to try and get the bunt down. He couldn't. So trying to play a little
Talk
bit
about
of
a sacrifice bunt, but if it didn't hit the bat, it would have hit him right in the ribs. Now here's a 1-1. Sellinger goes to the plate, and it's bunted and foul over to the Rebels
dugout. It's another
dugout.
one that cuts in on him, and he tries to get it down and just bunts it, trying to get out of the way, bunts it towards the UNLV dugout.
Now it's a 1-2 count in. There's nothing more stressful than going up to bat and then you're up to bunt and you miss 2 bunts, and now the whole team's relying on you to get one down. Now here's a 1-2. Give me a pickoff attempt.
And they got
him. He's stuck in a pickle. Is Munoz, and Charles tags him out. And that is a pickoff by Jake Selinger.
That was just an amazing play there by Selinger. A great read to know that they're looking to try and advance that runner. Good heads-up play by Selinger, and the Rebels get out of a little bit of an early scare there.
And Munoz, I've been in that position before. You come in the pinch run, and then you get picked off. It is the worst feeling ever. Selinger with the 1-2, a ground ball off his glove, and it's misheld by Myro for another error. And that will be an error on the board, or at least my board. My board, that's an error.
Now batting number 8, Josh Pano.
It's another one that Myro just can't field cleanly coming in on it. I mean, it would have been a tough play to get the throw over to first base, but still, it gives you an opportunity.
Yeah, that'll be Josh Pano. Last time he got on base was in the 5th with a hit by pitch. One out here in the top of the 9th. Selinger deals. It's a slider that almost hit Pano, but he was able to get out of it.
They're still trying to get that bunt down here, if only one away. I mean, if you get the sacrifice bunt down, though, there's 2 outs, runner on second base, you're putting a lot of faith.
It's a little hard to pitch to hit bunt off Selinger because it's really, like, most of the time you're just going to bunt it foul. As the 1-0 is grounded off, Myro, a good backhand play, throws it over the second, got him. Rodriguez the first in time to retire the side, and wasn't pretty, but he got the job done.
I guess Myro just likes to make the hard plays and not the easy plays. A backhander moving to his side, grabs that, throws it back across his body to second base, and a nice throw.
That's a great redemption play there by Myro to make up for his first error earlier in the inning. He made it up with that 6-4-3 double play. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 9th inning. Tie game here. Rebels can either take this game in the bottom 9th or send it over to extras. We'll be right back after this.
Defensive change for the Lancers. Staying in the game and playing first base, number 12, Cole Howard. Leading off the 9th for the Hustlin' Rebels, number 5, Jacob Sharp.
Now up is Jacob Sharp, and I said this earlier, you want one man up to bat with one swing, I give it to Jacob Sharp for this team. Sharp so far this season, 350 batting average, and today he has a base hit, but he's due for something more. Here's the first pitch, Sharp. It's taken for a strike on a breaking ball.
Yeah, huge couple of at-bats here for the Rebels. Got Sharp, Noah Rodriguez, and Austin Krizik, the heart of this order. You need them to come through here.
Now, Maddox deals. It's a hard ball in the sun that's hit high. It's caught by the second baseman there, Maciel.
Next up, number 6, Noah Rodriguez.
Now it's up to Noah Rodriguez to get the leadoff runner on board.
I like Rodriguez getting on base. He always finds a way to get on base, has good quality at bats. And that's what I'm looking for to see here from Rodriguez. Here's the first pitch of Maddox. Grounded foul. Now Maddox set with the 0-1 to Rodriguez, deals. Breaking ball, catches outside corner for a strike, and it's now an 0-2 count to Rodriguez.
Yeah, it looked like Rodriguez didn't like the call there. Just kind of spun his head back around towards the third base coach. You know, he's third base coach, just want him to relax.
Yeah, relax. I know it's not like it's a 9th inning. It's tie game, right?
Yeah, no, not at all.
0-2 count here to Rodriguez. Maddox deals. It's hit hard over to right field, but it's going to be camped under by Garcia.
Off 2 outs away, you get Austin Krizik coming
Now
to the
batting number
dish.
47, Austin Krizik.
Now up is Austin Krizik.
I know it all, how you got to on my back. 2001 for the strippers and thighs. Cody nuts it while I'm smoking his body. Working like God in my crew almighty. No TGI Friday, that's all we done.
Maddox deals his first pitch to Krizik. Krizik takes ball one just outside the zone. Krizik, so far today, has been hitting the ball right side, opposite field. Here's the 1-0. Maddox is set. He deals. He's taken for a ball, same exact location as the first pitch, just outside.
Krizik looking to spark a little 2-out rally or maybe end it on his own here.
Yeah, and this might be Maddox's last batter because after this it's Higgins, and CBUs like to go to Higgins with a lefty as the 2-0 is taken for a ball outside. But yeah, I agree with CBU's decision to go lefty on lefty with Higgins. It's been much more successful than earlier in the game. Now 3-0 count here. Maddox deals. A breaking ball called a strike. Krizik looks at it. 3-1 count to Austin Krizik. Maddox deals. And it's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball on the outside corner. And now it's a full count to Austin Krizik. Full count here to Austin Krizik. 2 outs. In the bottom of the 9th inning, no one on base. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Inside breaking ball, called strike 3. And that will be the end of the 9th inning. 7-7 is the score. Krizik struck out looking, and now we're off to the 10th inning, Donovan.
Interesting there. It's just Krizik definitely thought that one was a little bit inside, and he needs
I
to be
think it
careful.
hit the zone.
I know. He thought it was, and he needs to be careful there because he looked like he was about ready to mouth back off at the umpire. It's like you got to be careful here. It's a close game. You're still a really important piece of this Rebel team.
Absolutely.
He's got to make sure you're calm down. He's going into the 10th inning here. You need to make sure that you're really focused here and try and make this game an extra innings.
Absolutely. But they're keeping Sullinger on the mound, which I agree with here. I mean, he's done a good job in his 2 innings in relief.
Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Back and forth from the game.
Leading off the 10th for CBU, number 10, Matthew Dar.
Matthew Dar starting off the 10th inning, and earlier in the game, we got a nice single in the 7th inning. Now Sullinger's first pitch to Dar is a fastball in the inside corner, taken for a strike.
And so Sullinger remains out there on the mound again. Stolte had a lot of confidence in him in his last appearance. Out there for a long time, and he heads out there for his 3rd inning of work now.
Here's 0-1. Sullinger deals, it's hit, ground ball. Myro makes a play, throws over to first, and retires Dar in time.
Nice easy play there for Myro. Nice toss over to
Now batting
Charles,
number
and
2,
only
CJ
already one away
Maciel.
here in the top of the 10th.
Now up is CJ Maciel, one of the speedy middle infielders for this Lancer team. Now here's the first pitch to Maciel. Taken for a ball high and outside.
Maciel's last at bat, 1 down on strike.
2-0 count to Maciel. 2-0 count to Maciel. Solinger deals. Taken inside corner. Nope, just inside from the zone. Looked like it was a strike from my vantage point, but Michael Gabel disagrees. 3-0 count here to Maciel as the 4 pitch is taken for a ball. Now that brings up the leadoff batter, Garrett Ostrander.
The batter, number
Is it just
15,
me, or does it seem
Garrett
like Salinger's
Ostrander.
pitched more comfortably with runners on in this appearance?
He really has, and that's a good adjustment from earlier in the season. Earlier in the season, felt really uncomfortable with runners on, but today and actually his last couple outings, just felt much more comfortable. It looks like. Salinger deals, takes it for a ball on the inside corner. That was very close to being a strike as well.
Yeah, really close. Almost looked like that one that Krizik got rung up on that last inning.
I think it was more inside. It was more. It was higher.
Yeah,
than one that Krizik took. Time called by someone. Don't know who, but we're back in play. 1-0 count here to Ostrander. Here's a pitch from Salinger's a ball on the inside part of the plate, almost hit him. Now it's a 2-0 count. Rebels should have some movement going on in the bullpen. I would.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'd have to have some backup plan just in case things get out of hand here. Yeah, it looks like.
And there's a mound visit. I don't think it's going to be to change pitchers, but definitely to cool down Salinger here in the 10th inning. And now, also, it's starting as overtime. There's 2 games that are going beyond regulation today. It's the Golden Knights and the Hustlin Rebels. I think both games are equally as exciting.
Definitely. Knights starting off the overtime with a 2-minute power play.
I mean, that is huge, though, for the Knights. How are they on the power play at all?
They haven't been good, but in this game they are 2 for 2. So.
But now we're back to the Hustlin Rebels. Salinger now at the 2-0 count to Ostrander with a runner on first. That's CJ Maciel, who's a very speedy runner. Salinger deals at the high fastball taken for a ball. 3-0 count here. So far, 7 balls in a row by Salinger. Here's the 3-0. Salinger deals, and it's nowhere near the plate. And that's going to be ball 4. And that would be my time. I would take Salinger out. Let's see if the Rebels
Next up,
agree.
number 5, Michael Carpentier.
And they are keeping Salinger in and having a pitch to Carpentier.
Doesn't look like, at least from this angle, that anything's happening down the bullpen.
I mean, here's how I look at it. You have a relief pitcher that has control problems throwing 8 straight balls. Now here's the first pitch. It's called a strike. But he throws 8 straight balls, 2 runners on base. I mean, in the last outing he was in, he gave up 9 runs in 1 inning. I mean, the leash would be shorter for me.
You need to be prepared just in case for any situation.
Here's 0-1. Salinger deals. Breaking ball called strike 2. 1 out here in the top of the 10th inning. Runners are on first and second. Score is tied 7-7. Here's 0-2. Salinger deals. It's a swing and a miss by Carpentier. And I could all hear from here. Stolte's like, I told you so. Did a good job keeping in Salinger.
At the plate, number 1, Mitchell Simon.
Now 2 outs here in the top of the 10th inning. Salinger deals. Taken for a ball by Simon. Mitchell Simon so far today. Last at bat was a strikeout.
This is the guy you want up if you're the Lancers right now. Simon is just an absolute offensive monster. Hasn't seen it as much in this game in terms of power, but he's definitely been there.
Here's the 1-0. It's a swing and a miss by Simon. And right now, Salinger's starting to get that slider going again.
It's important that he gets that pitch going. That's really his backbone of his outings here for the Rebels.
Here's the 1-1. Salinger deals. It's a swing and a miss on a changeup. And now it's a 1-2 count to Simon. Salinger's one pitch away from setting this game to the bottom of the 10th inning unscathed.
Yeah, chance for the Rebels to tie it here.
Hey, question. Is there any way that I can charge my phone? I have a flight to catch and I don't want it to die. It's 18%. I have a...
And a ground ball's hit over to left field. They get a close play at the plate, and it's not in time for the Lancers score. Simon with the RBI single to give the Lancers an 8-7 lead.
Now batting number 3, Dusty Garcia.
Now runners are on first and second, now 2 outs. 1 run was scored by CBU so far. 8-7 is the score right now. And the first pitch is hit. It's going to be a can of corn to left field for Austin Krizik. And that will end the top of the left inning. But not before 1 run was scored by the Lancers. We'll be right back right after the PA music for the bottom of the 10th inning.
One more time. Go, 1-6, here we go, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for the Lancers, number 16, Ryan Delgado. And now batting for the Rebels, number 14, Cade Higgins.
Now pitching's Delgado. He pitched also last night, had a pretty good outing. Everyone last night had a good outing for the Lancers, and it's an 8-7 game where this could be a save. It's also going to be a win and save opportunity for Delgado as the first pitch is taken for a strike by Higgins.
First pitch taken for a strike by Higgins, but UNLV, bottom half of the order due up, Higgins, Murphy, and Myro. And despite the home run that Higgins hit earlier, not a lot of more action going on in the bottom half of that lineup in this game.
So one's hit hard by Higgins, but it's not as hard as I thought it was. It was just an easy little fly ball caught by the second baseman, CJ Maciel.
Now batting
a little bit
number
late on that one, caught him in on the hands and just flies one out to the second baseman there. Definitely the biggest threat that the Rebels had left right now in that part of the order, and now it's going to be up to Murphy and Myro coming up next to extend this game.
Now it's time for Johnny Horvath to come into the game. First at bat today. First at bat of the series as he takes strike 1.
Yeah, they try and put Horvath in here to keep with the matchups. Rather have, you would think, if Braden Murphy would have came up, they would have changed the pitching staff, so they throw in Horvath here.
There's 0-1, taking that for a strike outside corner. 0-2, and a big concern with Horvath was that he was striking out too much. Bad quality at bats was one of the bigger concerns for Horvath. Now let's see what he can do here with 0-2 count here. It's going to be taken ball on the ground. 1-2 is the count.
2 count to Horvath. He needs to fight back into this at bat here. You don't want to leave it all up to Paul Myro to try and start a 2-out rally.
That's a 1-2 count to Horvath. 1 out, no one on. 8-7 score. As Horvath takes strike 3 on the outside corner. It took multiple seconds after the pitch was
Now batting
thrown
number
for the call to be
23,
made.
Paul
Yeah, it looked like
Myro,
Horvat
the
looked
fourth.
back. It wasn't a call yet, so he thought it was a ball. He looked back towards the pitcher, and then it was strike 3. Finally called by the home plate umpire Govell, and now it's up to Paul
Rebels
Myro.
do need a new hope here, and Paul Myro hopefully could give it to them. Down to their last out today. In the bottom of the 10th inning, 8-7 is the score. Myro, first swing goes foul. Rebels down by 1 run here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning. Rebels chipped away at the Lancer 7 run in 2 innings. As Myro takes strike 2, but 7 runs scored in 2 innings by the Lancers, and they got another run in extra innings. And the Rebels were pretty consistent scoring runs throughout the game, just unable to get 8 as there's an 0-2 count. Myro takes a ball that was very close to being strike 3.
Yeah, that's one you got to make sure that
Delgado
you're
almost struck out the last 2 batters looking.
You need to make sure that that's one that you're at least punching out foul. You cannot just be looking at that.
There's
one.
a 1-2. Delgado deals. It's a check swing by Myro. Doesn't go. It's a 2-2 count. The Rebels are down to their final strike.
Yeah, their final strike here, and if this game was to continue, Sharman is in the on-deck circle. That would be where they'd be able to flip this one around. If they can get those 2 guys on the top half of this lineup, they can definitely still tie this game.
Deuces are wild here. Can't get much more wild than this. Here's a 2-2. It's a swing and a miss by Paul Myro. And the CBU Lancers will take game number 2 in extra innings by a score of 8-7. A total of 26 hits in this game. A really good game. I really feel like, and know what hurt the Rebels again today was the errors. They got 4 errors today, Donovan.
4 errors. You can't do it. You cannot have that many errors in a game because it leads to runs. I mean, even if you take a run per 2 errors, that's 2 extra runs. Rebels win that game. They just extra runners on leads to extra runs scored.
8-7 win for the Lancers. Final thoughts on this one, Donovan?
Final thoughts. I think the Rebels played a pretty good game up to about the 4th inning. They played a good game outside of 2 innings. They give up the runs, and unfortunately, that means that they will drop the series here at home.
Baseball's 9 innings. This game went 10. The issue of this one is that they gave up 7 in 2 of them. And that's what really hurt them later in the game.
Save for Ryan Delgado. Time of the game was 3 hours and 2 minutes.
So Delgado gets a save in this one. And the Lancers win 8-7. We'll be back tomorrow for Sunday's edition of the Game 3 of the series, so that the Hustlin Rebels can maybe try to hold off the second straight sweep. In the second straight weekend, they got swept by the Spartans, and they're right now on the verge of getting swept by the Lancers. So let's see what happens tomorrow at 12:05 p.m. Any thoughts for that game, Donovan?
No, just got to make sure you try and at least take that one tomorrow if they want to have any really hope of trying to climb back into that playoff race in the Mountain West.
We'll be right back tomorrow. So long from the Skyline Great Free Press for our coverage of Hustlin' Rebel Baseball. Have a good one. It's over? Or?
Still 4-4.
Oh my.